Well, hello, friends. Me and my Mrs. Doubtfire voice. Me and my Mrs. Doubtfire ass over here. What y'all up to on this wonderful Thursday evening? I didn't anticipate seeing you guys so soon, but sometimes when it's just given, you just got to take it and have a good laugh. And you guys know that I really enjoy these after dark petty pants pulled up. I mean, at least I'm wearing pants. Look at that. There's an A in the clouds.
No, them chemtrails.
That's Captra Avengers.
No, them chemtrails.
Oh. So we're just gonna have some fun, some laughs, some petty pants. What up, Thor? Hey, Music City Mom. Hey, Revival. Hey, Mimi of 8. Hey, We Gob Sheet. Hey, Chatty. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Marcy. All right, y'all. Let's play the intro and let's roll. Mods, first and foremost, I need to tell you, whoever's in here, it is wide open. I don't have it set to subs only, and that's for a reason, because the live stream I'm going to be reviewing, because she asked me questions, so I'm going to be answering her questions for her. So the live stream I'm going to be reviewing was set to members only because she didn't want to fight with anybody. So she didn't want to fight with anybody, but she had questions, so I couldn't answer the questions, so I'm going to answer them this way. And yes, I've already got it ready. If we need to, I'll just pull it from the screen recording and we'll do audio only if she does something like that. I mean, it's not a big deal. Hey, X. Hey, Steph. Terry. Jennifer SS. What's up? Carla. Mystic. We do got our petty pants on tonight. If it gets really bad, though, and they come in here and start causing chaos, you guys know you have full reign to do whatever you want to. Your hubby's driving you cray-cray. Hey, Rapunzel. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Chico. We got the petty pants on tonight. I'm not in a petty mood, but I'm kind of I'm always petty. What's shaking? People in their boots, I think. SS. Hey, Aries. Hey, Angel. What's up, Bo? It's good to see you. Oh, this is so petty, isn't it, Am? I got you know what I'm thinking, Am? This is my visual right now. You know how on American Gladiators, how they used to have those like really cool like outfits, and they would stand up there with those pogo stick things. What were those called? You know what I'm talking about, babe?
What?
The batons with the big rubber things on them. On American jousting sticks, yeah. But they were more like pillows, though. That's what I feel like. They're going to feel like they're taking it. No, I didn't use Music City Mom. I didn't see that. Uh-oh. Hey, Pen. Hey, Marigold. Revival, we've watched some of like the hits of it. Like Netflix has a show about the American Gladiators that we watched not long ago, a documentary about them. It was actually pretty cool, but we used to both watch it too. Ryan, you remember those two? Puggle sticks? Yeah, I had to ask Kyle. I'm like, what are those freaking things called? All right, y'all, here we go. We're going to be reviewing Allegedly with Brittany J. from tonight. Oh, no, Terry.
Hey, Jennifer.
I hope everything's okay. Yeah, SS, it's actually about like the characters and the stuff surrounding them. It was pretty crazy. It's actually really, if you watch that stuff in the 80s, 90s, it was in the 90s, right? Early 90s?
Yeah. The gladiators?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it talks about like how it all formed. It's really interesting. It's actually really good. Nope, SS, this is where we're going. This is where we're going tonight. She asked me some questions. So we're going to respond and answer the questions. I do ask you to keep it no chat about her kids, of course, no talk about her parenting. We don't need to any of the stuff that they're going to do. We don't need to do. I am going to leave her chat on though, just like this, so you guys can see it. So you can see what's said and how it goes. I'll pay your SS. You'll enjoy this show. Trust and believe. I'm ready to roll. And if you don't, you can always come back a different day. I understand. She's hard for a lot of people to watch. We will need boosts tonight. You guys are SS. I believe in you. I have faith. Yes. Keep it sassy. You can go petty, but don't go low. That's what they want. They want this like reaction to be nasty, because you'll see. I don't think so, Marigold. I don't think I'll hurt any feelings. Nana's pretty proud. Nana's peacocking the feathers. She's peacocking the feathers. We're going. Hey, Anastasia. Anastasia. Hey, Vivian. Hey, Brandon Barn. All right, y'all. Let's just roll. Petty pants on.
Hello. How are you guys?
We're
good
good.
to see
How
you.
are you?
Happy Thursday, everybody. Nice to see all of you.
Nice to see you too. Let's get to it.
Let's see. Hold on. I got that one hair. One
Hey,
one
Maria.
piece of hair that's going to drive me nuts. How are you guys? Thank you so much for everybody for being
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking. I would ask you how you're doing, but you're about to tell us.
so patient and waiting. Hello. Let's see who else here. Reality wins. Kristen. Wait a minute. Christy Clark.
Hey, Lauren.
Hello. Thank you for being here. Are you new or not? Or maybe, I'm so bad.
Are you new here? Are you new? We might just go up to 1.75
with names. I see you're a member, obviously, so you're probably not new, but good to see you. Brown-eyed girl, hello.
By the way, for anybody coming in, this is a members only chat. She did this publicly, but only members could chat, and it's on her backup channel. So we're reviewing it because she had some questions. I'm going to fulfill her dreams of me answering them. Okay.
Oh, hello. Hey, Reality Wins. Good to see you. Lindsay Rose, hey, beautiful. Oh, I love your new picture. Very pretty. Very pretty. Hey, Janice, how are you? Thank you for being here. Boston, my beautiful friend, Boston.
Yeah, we can make it. We can screw
Anybody?
it right up here.
Janice, I think I said hey to Janice.
Is there a 50X?
No.
Okay. It feels weird not having our main group here. So, let me just go ahead and get into it. Sissy's Autistic Awareness Grandmother. Hello. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, Brown-eyed girl. Nice to see you. Hey, Bonnie's Journeys. Nice to see you. Good evening. Miss Kristen. Thank you, Kristen. I hope you're having a good night as well.
Kyle's already complaining.
Irony Rose. Hello. How are you? I had a rough day, y'all. I don't want to say that it's rough. Not so much rough, just what's the word I'm looking for? Tiresome. We had a lot of stuff to do today. My boys have been pulled out of.
All right. Fasting forward.
I don't smoke anymore. I do have this thing where
still don't care.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and do my intro because I want to talk.
Still don't care.
Bombarded as I speak about this, but this is just something that's weighing heavily on me.
Oh, here we go.
Even though most of you are, probably all of you are already a member on the first channel, the main channel. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. It means the world to me, all your support. Yeah, I couldn't do it without you. And to all of you who are not members who are listening, I appreciate all of you as well. And I'll
you're welcome.
I hate even when I have to do lives like this where I have to close the chat off, but I really do not.
You don't have to close the chat off. Like, that's weird. I hate when I have to. You don't have to. The title of this is PSA, the bandwagoners. I don't like what I'm witnessing. Let's have a talk.
I want to get bombarded as I speak about this, but this is just something that's weighing heavily on me that I want to talk about. And it's something that I'm just.
That's right, Janice. That's right. Janice says, what the fuck? I'm the only Janice that counts, BJ. Thank you for this.
Noticing in the atmosphere. And I kind of want to know if you guys notice it too. But the people won't let me do that without trying to come in my chat and cause problems. So, hey, Muscles.
All you problem children out there.
The mascara. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Hey, K-Mac. K-Mac said, I thought I was. I am now. I forgot about the backup channel. Wait, did you just become a member? Is it not showing me when people are members? K-Mac, did you just buy a membership? If y'all are buying memberships, it's not showing up. Put a 1 in chat if you just bought a membership tonight. Are y'all seeing the memberships on y'all side?
Yeah, they're right there they're right there. There's a big green box right there.
Did it show up where K-Mac bought a membership? YouTube is like, look at that. K-Mac bought a membership and it never showed up. K-Mac, thank you so much for becoming a member, my love. Welcome to the Gummy Squad. Yeah, irony, it's members only. It's members only chat. But it's not showing up for me when somebody buys a membership. Debbie, you are beautiful as well.
Land the plane.
K-Mac, I'm so sorry. It didn't show up. But welcome to the Gummy Squad, my beautiful friend. Thank you. K-Mac is free. Woo woo. Yeah, right now, remember.
Yeah, I'm going to show you what it's like on normal speed. Kyle said, can you just imagine this on normal speed? Here, let's take a preview.
Only mode is on because I just want to be able to talk about some stuff without being bombarded by mean people. So with that,
bombarded by mean people. Don't do that. We'll be shaming her Southern accent.
Being said, Megan L just gifted another membership. So maybe somebody else can chat with us too. If the person that was gifted from Megan is here, welcome to the green team. Or no.
Yeah. She calls them the Gummy Squad. To me, that kind of references like the sugar-free gummies that give you the diarrhea. If you eat too many of them, that's probably what it's like.
It's not the green team. Welcome to the Gummy Squad. So happy to have you here. Welcome everybody. So y'all, thank you. And if there's anybody else, hey Terry. Hello, Terry. If there's anybody else that has become a member or comes in and is becoming a member, please, let me know so I can actually personally thank you, because I don't want anybody to get a membership and not, be thanked and told, how appreciative I am to them. I want to be able to formally thank everybody that does that. Terry F., it's nice to see you. Welcome.
Agatha, I even talk slow for myself. If I have to re-listen to something I play or I've done, I listen to myself in 2 times speed. It's annoying. It's just me, though. That's how my brain works.
Brown Eyed Girl says, we don't want to be bombarded by trolls. I think that's trolls. I don't know. Let's see what that is. Well, let's say bridge humpers. Bridge humpers. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, I guess we're humping bridges. Bloop.
So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for being here. If you don't mind, take a second, click that thumbs up. It's for the algorithm. The more numbers we get on the thumbs up, the more
Oh, I didn't even think about that type of gummy. You guys are bad.
YouTube shares the video out with those that don't know we exist. So that means so much. If you don't mind, take a second, click that thumbs up. If you would like to become.
I mean, does anybody know of anybody that's humped a bridge? I mean, I don't even know if there's a fetish for that. Am, are you in here? Is there a fetish for humping bridges? I've never heard of such a thing.
A member, we would love to have you on board. It's not expected, nor is it. No, don't do that, reality. No, that person should have never got a membership. That's a shame. It's absolutely a shame. It's embarrassing, really. You're taking a membership from somebody that actually supports the channel instead of just sitting here hate watching every single thing that I put out.
Oh my God, that is so ridiculously silly. You don't even have to watch. You don't even have to be in somebody's bushes. You don't even have to be subscribed if YouTube throws you a membership. If somebody's gifting memberships, it just happens. But wow, Brittany.
If there was a way, oh my God, that makes me so. I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. It's absolutely.
Instead of being grateful that you got a gifted membership, you're like, oh my God, it's such a travesty.
Absolutely gross. Like, what are you, 50? Aren't you like 50 years old? And then you're gonna be like, oh, thanks for the membership. Yeah.
What? Since when is 50 old?
Real cute, Tia. Real cute. Could have saved that for somebody who actually appreciated it and wants to be here.
Ma'am, haven't you been gifted a lot of memberships in like random places lately?
Anyway, you wouldn't do that to anybody else. Anybody else that you don't like, you do it to me because you think I'm a soft target. Right. Why even come in my chat? Why? Why even come in here? Why? You don't like me?
She probably wasn't even there.
At all. You don't like me. So please. You never catch me over on your channel or coming after and bothering you. I don't understand it. Cynthia Becker, thank you so much for becoming a member. It's okay, reality. You didn't know. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining the Gummy Squad. Welcome aboard. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. So I've been noticing some things in regards to Sebastian's case lately. The people that okay. I'm just not even see, the whole purpose of me doing the members only chat was to not be bothered.
Oh,
How can anyone hate you? Oh, honey, let me tell you, it's sad. It really is. Some awesome mods to help you weed out trolls. Yeah, I don't even know. All right, let me try to get back to where I was trying to go with this, because there's some. Let me just do it this way. Let's take it to. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull something up real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. In regards to Sebastian's case, there have been a few, in my humble opinion, and when I say this, I say and I speak solely about creators when I say this. Okay, subscribers. There's been well, I don't know. I think we would probably fall in the same category as I say this. And thinking about it, there has been a small number of people who have actually, in my humble opinion, and I mean this is based solely off of
say it. We're on 1.75.
what I think, in my humble opinion, actually stood by what they believed in. I think a lot of people's thoughts and opinions in regards to this case are based solely off what the majority, or not even the majority. I don't even think that's a fair assessment. What they think is the popular opinion or thought, or because
No, kind of like when you like T-Rev because he was buddied up to Seth, and then all of a sudden you didn't like him when you flip-flopped, or kind of like when you were talking shit about Tony, and then when Tony came on your panel, you were like, oh, quickly backed off, didn't think he was an asshole anymore after calling him an asshole, and then went that route. Is that what we're talking about here?
they want to be able to fit in with a certain group.
Oh,
They want a certain group of people to like them. They're afraid to speak outside of the box.
Total pick me. Oh my God. Please, everybody on YouTube, that's random strangers, I need your approval.
Think outside of the box, actually stand up for what they think is right. I don't think a lot of people have done that in this case, and it's my opinion and it's my right to have it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the correct one.
Oh,
but hang on, I'm trying to pull up something.
Pull it up.
It is. That's my opinion.
Okay.
And I swear, Justin and I both, it's been almost like, it's almost predictable. You can, it really is. It's like everything that's come to pass and is actually happening so far has been very predictable. Give me just a second, you guys. I got to grab him something or he's not going to let me do this. Jenny Mount, thank you so much. She says, I can't comment for some reason, but I'm here. Jenny Mount, are you a member or not? And I'm so sorry. See, this makes me feel bad because I don't want anybody to feel like they're left out. Jenny, if you are not a member of this channel,
just buy a membership.
It's not going to let you comment. Give me just a second. I'm so sorry, you guys. Hold, please. And I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up to join, you're welcome to. And give me just a second. I got to grab this for him.
So exciting. Oh, okay, let's fast forward. Oh, guess who joins? We're going to be in YouTube royalty in about a minute. No way.
Probably it'll say stop cam. It's right beside the mute button. Click that and that'll turn your camera off. It says mute cam
Jenna, I don't know if we ever get there.
Settings. There you go. You got it. Nope, it's back on. All right, it says mute at the bottom of your screen, and then it'll say, let me see. It'll say stop cam. Do you see that at the bottom right? I think she got it.
There's our beautiful Nana.
There you go. I think you got it, Debbie. I don't know why it's black though.
Oh, Debbie.
Hello, Miss Debbie Dunn. I don't know if she can hear us.
Is Nana there?
Nana, are you here?
I don't hear her.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Nana.
Yeah, I was a bad girl today.
What?
Oh, listen up.
What'd you do? Nana, what'd you do?
Went off on nonsense.
You
No,
did.
no sense.
I went off on nonsense. Did you really think that was going off on me by misspelling words in my chat?
Oh God.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
You went off on her?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You
And I
bad girl.
got booted out, but after about a little while because she didn't notice it. I couldn't help it. She was being
Oh, she went off on me and I didn't even notice it until the mod said, let nonsense see that one. Ooh, ouch.
an a-hole. I'm sorry.
Oh, what else is new?
Yep.
Was she
I
brutal
don't
to
do
you?
that often, but I did do it today.
Oh boy.
I'm feeling guilty.
I was so brutal. I corrected her spelling.
Well, I
I'm
heard
proud
some.
of you.
No, I'm not feeling guilty. I'm actually feeling proud. I'm sorry.
You're proud of yourself. Stand up.
Goodness gracious.
She's feeling proud of herself.
Well, I want you to,
Oh.
and this goes for anybody listening to this. I want you guys to please be careful because
I just wanted
these
to stick
people
up
are
for-
brutal.
I wanted to stick up for Sebastian. I wanted to stick up for all the missing children. That's what I did. That's all I did. And you're like, it was crazy.
He was sticking up for the missing children. She was sticking up for the missing children by condoning their dignity being stripped, their cases being mixed together. Oh, okay. Very good, Nana. Very, very good.
Crazy, but it's okay. I'm okay. I didn't take any defense to it or anything. It was like, okay, whatever. Y'all are assholes. Excuse me.
We're all assholes. Welcome to the asshole committee.
Oh, did you say Ethel?
Yeah, I did.
I like that.
I did.
Do me a favor, guys, really quickly, just because I'm seeing some people coming in. If any of you,
I'd rather be an asshole than a dumbass.
hey, Tabitha Star, welcome. Let's see, Tiffany, Rochelle W. If any of you are 7, have any of you become a member tonight? It is not showing me when anybody becomes a member. So please let me know if any of you have just purchased a membership tonight.
Oh my God, shut up about this. Just go on, please.
Let me know. Say, hey, Britt, I just bought a membership, or hey, I had to buy a
Hey, Rocky, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana or the asshole committee.
membership tonight. Let me know, and I will. Because I want to say thank you. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good. How are you? Nice to hear your voice. Nice to be able to put a voice to the name.
Well, honey, I'm just country, so they make fun of
That's
my
great.
voice all the time, but I'm okay.
I like the country voices. I don't know about y'all, but I do.
I love it.
Well, thank you. Hey, Reality Nana, I just wanted to say,
I just don't like stupid people.
in all of my 69 years, have I seen any grown people act the way they do?
I know it. Isn't
She's never seen grown people with backbones that speak their mind and stand firmly with where they stand. Wow, Debbie, you must have lived a very sheltered life.
it awful?
It is, Brittany.
So awful.
And I've been on Terry Lynn's panel, and me and her, I said, I can't
Oh, she came from Tara Lane's panel.
believe how they treat Brittany. It's just
Oh.
unreal.
Poor Brittany. Pass her the tissues.
How they treat these missing children, and they act like they're advocates for them. It makes no sense. And that's where I went off today. I actually.
Oh, we act like we're advocates for them. No, but carry on. I got a clip for you.
Went off today, and I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Well,
But I
Nana,
did.
I would be screaming from the top of my lungs if my kids, grandkids, great granddaughter was missing. Anybody help me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Are you from Alabama, Debbie? Where are you from, Debbie?
Louisiana.
Yeah, everybody loves the accent. Everybody
I
loves
do.
the
You're
Yeah.
beautiful. I love the accent.
A lot of
Oh.
people are saying that. Marlena, real quick, Marlena says that Debbie girl, I'm loving your accent. And 7 said, I've been here a while. Thank you for being a member I think you've been a member for over a month here, 7, but thank you. Britt, how did you pull the boy's first tooth? My grandson got his first loose. Oh, honey, make sure it's super loose. You want it to be like to where you can just barely push it and it wiggles. Like make sure it's
Wait
super
a minute.
loose.
I gotta tell her how to do it.
Oh,
My
okay, go ahead.
grandson, my grandson has one of those guns that actually, yeah,
Oh, and they're
and he
fun.
put it on the tooth, and it pulled it out.
Oh, that's hilarious. So what I always do, and I mean anybody else may have other suggestions, but what I do and I've always done is I just get like 2 plies of
Google it.
toilet paper, and I grab the tooth with my finger, like using the toilet paper. That way, like, because your finger, if you get the dry toilet paper, it will kind of give a little bit of resistance when you try to pull it. And I'll squeeze the top of the tooth with my fingernails, I'll squeeze the tooth in between
You're not going to like it here tonight, PJs. Just an FYI. My petty pants are all the way on.
thumb and my index finger at the top, right there at the gum, and pull down as hard as you can with using a piece of toilet paper. That's how I do it. I guess you could use a paper towel too, but I don't know that using a piece of toilet paper, like folding it around the tooth and pulling it like that, that's how I've always pulled their tooth out. And
I wish I could show you the video of my grandson, because when it came out, he was like, "Oh, cool!" And then he went, "Ew, blood!" He was freaking out, and he started crying.
Oh, shy baby.
Yeah, Debbie, I saw you on I saw you come up on Justin's, and I loved it. I loved when you came up there.
Well, thank you, Nana. I love all of y'all. I
Aw.
just love Brittany and Justin's and Terry Lynn's and all of y'all true crime channels.
All you true crime channels.
Well,
Debbie, I'm only 2 years under you, so we're there.
Well,
We're
all
there,
of us
girl.
true crime channels.
Yes, I just
True crime channels.
The true crime, absolutely.
exactly. Y'all just do facts or discuss what comes out of their own mouths, not push any narrative at all.
Oh, what was that? You don't push any narratives at all. Debbie, are you watching the same thing we are?
I do. I mean, we do like to kind of talk about how our opinions or our theories and ideas and things, but yeah, I don't think we get a fair shake the way that people really come after us about things.
They don't get a fair shake.
This is kind of what I want to talk about tonight. We're going to go ahead and get into it, y'all. For me, like, I'm a little frustrated because
She's
First
frustrated.
of all, I'm realizing now it doesn't matter what what case we're talking about. These people are going to trash us,
Debunk your lies and misinformation. Okay.
and use it for content. I realized that today because I guess Justin and Mandy are taking a little bit of heat because they both, I guess, compared similarities between Quentin's case with Sebastian's. But are you really going to chop somebody's head off for that? Like,
I'm sure their heads are still attached to their bodies. I'm almost positive that their heads, because Spanky was live after I was pushing more narratives, you know, going over the same interviews that he's probably gone over 20 times. So I'm thinking his head's still attached to his body. Just me, though. I didn't know I had that much power.
come on. First of all, if there's something in a case that reminds you of another, it's reminiscent of another case, then you have all the rights in the world to say, whoa, this reminds me of a Sebastian's case, or
Oh, you have all the rights in the world to do it. And I have all the right in the world to tell you what a piece of shit you are and demolishing their story, their voices, justice for each individual victim. That's my right too. Go ahead.
reminds me of Summer Wells, or this reminds me of Audrey Cunningham. There's parallels, and how do you think investigators actually get down to the bottom of when someone's telling a lie, or how one of the core, I don't even know what word I'm trying to use. Like, one of the major techniques that they use in investigations are to look for patterns.
That's called victimology. None of you have the skill or the know-how of doing such a thing.
Similarities. They from every case that they learn. From every case that they have ever
Holy
worked on,
shit.
they learn
Take the
new
wheel.
strategies and ideas from each case.
Well,
And
they compare
why do you-
I'm sorry, they compare the similarities,
Well, yeah.
and then they go through what they know.
Investigators that are trained professionals will actually reach out to other trained professionals. See, that's the thing. None of you are in that wheelhouse. Not a single one of you are in that wheelhouse. That's the major difference here. Major.
Oh, that or blatant lies, and that way it leads them in the direct pattern to which way the investigation should go.
Right. Right. So it's just, I don't know. It's a little frustrating to me. To be quite honest with you, I feel that in that regard, people are just trying to look for anything to fuss about.
Just trying to look for anything. Who was here earlier for the live stream that I did? I think I was very clear about what I was fussing about. And rightfully so, because each individual victim deserves their individual story and voices to be heard. And when you're comparing a missing child with no evidence of foul play to a horrific murder of a toddler, we've got a problem, a major problem.
Can I just ask, why are people so wrapped up with what others are talking about, or
You're doing this live solely because you were frustrated with me going after your buddies.
doing on their channel?
Okay.
Why not actually have your own
Ooh.
content? You know what I mean? Like, do something.
Why don't we have our own content? Brittany, you need to really stop saying that, because, baby girl, you don't even have your own content. You can't even timestamp, clip things, review things properly. None of it. You do this exact same thing. You're a review channel that reviews news articles and runs with speculation and rumors off of your chats and the theories they throw out. And you review other people's content. Same thing I do. I just have a purpose and a timestamp in an organized fashion, and I don't need 4 other lacking brain cells to help guide me. But we're kind of, both review channels.
Something of your own. Have something of your own.
I agree with you,
Imagine
Brittany.
going live every single.
Speaking of having something of your own, have you ever done a pre-recorded video, a long form layout? Have you ever been able to timeline anything? Have you ever actually taken your own notes and documented things in any case that you've ever followed? Or do you rely solely on your mods and your chat to do that?
Night, and it's always about what someone else is talking about, or what someone else shared on their channel.
They're jealous. They're jealous.
I 100% jealous. I'm a pick-me girl. That's sign me up. Overly jealous. It's exuding every pore in my body. So jealous.
It's called they need to do their own investigation and put out their own content.
Yeah,
because
right.
All they're doing is just taking snippets
Their own investigation. No, we leave that to law enforcement.
of this one and that one and trying to downplay y'all. That's what I'm thinking it is.
Oh, they definitely have it out. 100%. 100%.
Yep, that's why I lost it today.
Nana, please slow it down. You're really peacocking, but I love it because I'm gonna hit you right here. Nana, here you go.
What I'm thinking it is.
Oh, they definitely have it out. 100%. 100%.
Yep, that's why I lost it today.
And the person that you're talking about, she actually has said this is easy.
I have said this is easy. Nana lost it today. Nana loses it because we said that it's gross to say that you love victims and their families. Yo, Nana, let's go back to a reminder here right quick.
The PI is seasoned, and I'm confident that I don't have to swerve into that lane because we've got somebody that controls that lane.
Fair enough. Do you Tony, do you feel the law, like, and maybe you've answered this before, I just forget. Do you feel like the law is cooperating with y'all? Like, would the law say y'all are cooperating together? Like, does the law fancy you, or do you feel like they kind of keep a lot from you? Because how does that feel?
I think that they're keeping things very close to the chest.
That could be. You'll get where I'm going here in just a moment. This is also from Brittany's panel.
A good thing.
Not necessarily to, like, not because they don't trust, like, you and Seth, though.
I have no communication with law enforcement whatsoever.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Then how do you know that Sumner County said that there's no proof you left the house if you have no communication with law enforcement? Because Sumner County never said that in a press conference.
Okay.
I have to look at it as the cup is half full.
Yeah.
Meaning that there's a good reason that things are kept close to the chest.
Oh,
That's
And,
true, yeah.
and that's really the way I look at it. I mean, if I'm ever going to be critical of law enforcement, it's going to be because I want them to communicate more with Seth, or I want them to clear him or something like that. It's not going to be critical of them and how they do their job.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, I'm an advocate for Seth. You hit it right on the head. And I want more communication.
I'm an advocate for Seth.
I want more support. I want more people to quit attacking him. I mean, everything I do is acting as his protector.
I will say, I'll give you that, Tony. And I believe I heard, maybe it was Justin, and forgive me, Justin, if it was, I heard somebody else even say it. You have been good to Seth from what I've seen. I've never seen you, say anything that was even questionable. It's always been, nothing but seeming to be protective and a good friend to him. And so, I mean, yeah, I'll give you that. I mean,
I'll tell you this. I tell the guy regularly that I love him. And when I say that to him, I mean it.
right.
I can't tell him that
I love you. You love me. We're as foolish as can be.
I love Sebastian. It makes me sick to hear people say that never met him. I tell him all the time, I don't love Sebastian. I love you in looking for Sebastian. But the people that keep saying they love somebody they never met, that's window dressing. You love Sebastian. We know that.
Right. Yeah.
Nana, did you hear what was said to you on that panel? Did you hear what was said to you by Tony? So the same thing I said to you about how you peacock around saying that you love this missing child is foul and disgusting. Meanwhile, the advocate for the biologic father, who is self-proclaiming he's his advocate, is telling you how disgusting it is to your face on the same panel. But you're pissed off at me about saying that? No.
Right. Come on, guys. Let's be respectful.
It doesn't matter what you do, guys. You're always going to have.
Anyways, I just thought I'd remind you of that, Nana. So carry on puffing the peacock feathers.
And to call people exploiters when she's on like the exploitation of Sebastian Rogers live number 41. You want to talk about everybody else covering the same case all the time and exploiting Sebastian, but literally the only content that she does is Sebastian Rogers.
Actually, I don't do Sebastian Rogers content. I exploit the exploiters. I exploit you fools who push misinformation intentionally, disinformation, lies, fabricated narratives. I cover you, which by proxy, yes, unfortunately, I am covering Sebastian and his missing case. But I've also invested a lot of time into knowing what is facts in his case from the TBI and what is all noise that you guys have intentionally created to distract and keep a content farm going. I cover you guys. Unfortunately, yes, there's victims that are going to be covered because that's all you do. That's how you make your living.
Like, if you are so, such an advocate, then why aren't you advocating for any other victims? How come only Sebastian?
Actually, I talk about quite a few other people all the time. It's never been just about Sebastian. That's fucking weird, but I'm not an advocate. I'm an asshole with a YouTube channel that pushes back on you, that claim it's your job to re-victimize and exploit the victims and their tragedies and their families on a daily. It's pretty simple, Britt.
What I called
I'd
her
like
out
to
with,
ask you that.
yeah, what I called her out was saying, you don't care about Sebastian. All you
For me to say I care about Sebastian would be really, really strange. I care about all missing children. I care about all missing adults. Everyone deserves to be brought home and treated with dignity. But no, I do not know Sebastian. I do not know his family. I do not have a personal connection to him whatsoever. And I never will. He is another human being that deserves dignity and awareness brought to his story with truth, not salacious, fabricated information.
care about is bashing everyone else. I don't remember how I put it, but I was beyond my.
Nana, I know this is going to be hard for you, but it's not bashing somebody when you clip their own words and then replay their own words. That's not called bashing somebody. That's called fact checking somebody.
myself.
So it's not okay for Sebastian. It's not okay for Mandy and Justin to mix cases, meaning talk about two different cases or compare two different cases, but it's okay for you to mix drama with Sebastian's case.
Can this bitch read the room? Can this bitch read the room? All you do is create drama, Brittany, by attacking and belittling his parents. And as soon as you guys are cornered with your own fucking words, that's the only place you can spin is personal attacks and stupid low shit and poor you shit.
That's okay.
Well,
it's
I
not.
don't watch the drama channels. I don't, because I get too mad, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna say something I shouldn't be saying. So I listen to y'all because y'all discuss opinions, theories. Y'all don't put out lies. I don't, like I said, in all
Excuse me, Debbie, are you watching the same thing the rest of us are?
my 69 years have I seen grown people act as bad as they do.
I know.
They think
I
we're
know.
lying.
It's
No,
sad.
but we're not.
Say that again. Reality, it was kind of low.
Sorry. We're not lying and we're not putting out misinformation.
Exactly.
Oh, wait. Did reality just say they're not lying and they're not putting out misinformation?
I get so tired of that. So I want to share something with you guys that I shared with Miss E the other day.
Hold on. We need to back that up because I think it's time for me to play a clip.
They think
I
we're
know.
lying.
It's
No,
sad.
but we're not.
Say that again. Reality, it was kind of low.
Sorry. We're not lying and we're not putting out misinformation.
Oh, perfect timing to segue. Okay, let's go over here. I made this quick and easy for you guys because I know it's really hard. It's really hard. Not you guys in the chat, Brittany and her panel. So I made this very simplified for you earlier, but here, I'll play it here. This is just a quick little reminder of some of the things that have been said on BJ's panel that they once forgot that were said.
I wonder what happened to Britt. She said she had to restart the computer.
Start
There
every
she is. Back.
all of it.
We all know that she's about to have a little bit of a mess up here at about the minute mark. We don't need to point it out. Thank you. Don't stoop to her level
Everything.
because they're going to do that in the chat coming
I
up.
don't know why it's being stupid, but let me thank this person. Hey, Brandy. Brittany does her best, but accusatory accusations are wrong towards the mother of a missing child or a stepfather and getting mad when other channels back the mother and the stepfather. Okay, I don't. You would never, ever hear me say anything about these people's support for the Palputs. I don't, because quite frankly, to be perfectly honest with you, I think everybody has a right to their own opinion and to support whom they would like,
Yeah, sure, Jan. Okay.
regardless of what I feel.
But what accusations, Brittany? Can Brandy clarify?
Brandy says, yeah, what accusations exactly do we make? Because
I don't recall any.
Oh, reality wins. You don't recall any accusations? Is that so?
I don't
We're
either.
just taking her own words and putting it into perspective.
Yeah.
We aren't putting words in her mouth. So I'm asking for clarification.
Don't worry. I have your clarification coming right up.
and we can have a adult conversation about it. Nobody's attacking anybody. Just clarify with me.
Right. So the troll admits that the other channels do back CP and KP only correct. Wait a minute. So the troll admits that the other channels do back CP and KP only, that they're the only correct ones. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure, Samantha. Hey, Shell.
You're not attacking anyone. Is that so? Reality wins. And here's a short, sweet little clip for a reminder.
Like CP, right?
Mhm.
So I think that's what Dog is talking about in this.
Did somebody come in my chat asking me to stop cussing others? It's just a vile. Wait, what? Get fucked. Respectfully, with all the disrespect intended. You came in my chat. I'm a grown ass adult. Don't tell me what to do. That's fucking weird. And a pick me. That's very pick me energy for BJ.
Is Mama helping you, covering it all up? You know, because if you think about it, from what I've heard, allegedly, in my opinion, I could be completely wrong. It sounds like Mama foots the bill for a lot of what they got going on over there.
What exactly do they have going on over there that Mama foots the bill for?
Yep, Brittany, that has been my theory from the beginning, and I haven't changed, and I won't. No.
Oh, hell. Nana's got another theory. Imagine that.
So the parents hid the body.
Wait, did you just say that reality wins?
So the parents hid the body.
Yikes. I think you forgot about that accusation you made.
Oh,
Well,
no, I
I'm
don't know
not,
about all
I'm
that. I
not
wouldn't
saying
say
that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
No.
saying I think she was the ringleader.
The ringleader of what exactly, Nana?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. In my opinion.
I don't know. Okay, y'all were getting way ahead of me on this. I wasn't thinking any of that. No, I don't know.
Whoops.
What I'm saying is
She's covering for her son.
Whoops. Did I do that? Put this all together. Covering what for her son, Nana?
what I'm saying is she's helping him like always. But as far as like body, we don't even know what happened to Sebastian. So we don't need to even,
No.
let's just try to one day at a time.
Helping her son do exactly what there, Brittany? I guess these were some of the accusations that they forgot about. But here it is once again.
Regardless of how I feel.
But what accusations, Brittany? Can Brandy clarify?
Brandy says, what accusations exactly do we make? Because
I don't recall any. So the parents hid the body.
I guess sometimes it's really hard for these panels to remember all of the things that are said as they're streaming. But yes, once again, Brittany's panel said all of that. This is just, anyways, that was just a simple reminder. Reality seems to really have a lapse of memory.
Exactly.
I get so tired of that. So I want to share something with you guys that I shared with Miss E the other day. Real quick, Samantha Joy, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. She says, Britt, it's deeper than true crime itself. People are trying to silence those who speak about facts, about anything that truly matters in this world, in my opinion. You are 100% correct. Girl, I could probably...
Trying to silence people would be like calling the cops and making a report on a YouTube creator that isn't even talking about you and their chat. When you come into their chat and attempt to bait people into a conversation, that's what silencing people are. When you're so thin-skinned, Samantha Joy, that you send a super chat with $20 to Brittany bragging about how you called the cops on me in my chat because you weren't welcomed here with open arms and you got some pushback. Okay. And if you need to fact check me, you can go down. There's an orange thumbnail. That's her super chat. And I detail what happened.
Probably talk with you for the entire night about what you just said. We probably have a lot more in common than you realize.
Are you working tomorrow?
Okay. A ton of these cases have similarities, especially when the parents are POS. Tabitha. Yeah. Right. Hey, Minnie, thank you so much for the super chat.
We have no indication that any of these parents in Sebastian's case are pieces of shit. You're entitled to your opinions of these people based on rumors and speculation. If you want to do that, feel free. Their own words, sure. Doesn't make them, just because they're pieces of shit, guilty of doing something heinous to their child that is missing? No, doesn't.
Can someone post the iPhone link, pretty please? Can one of the mods drop the link for the iPhone link? And guys, let me know what number thumbs up you are if you haven't hit it and you are going to. And if you have become a member tonight, please let me know, because the members, like when someone purchases a membership, it's not showing up for whatever reason.
Meanwhile, it's showing up.
Okay. What was I saying? I lost my track of thought. Shoot.
You were going to go right into it now.
I don't come online to seek out creators, do bad talk. I just watch those I like. Brit and aligned with women. Watch those like Brit and that align with my values. Oh, Cynthia, same.
Hey, if your values are that low, That's a you thing.
Hey, hello, Miss Shayna. Samantha Joy, yes. Way beyond true crime. Totally with you, girl. Yes, ma'am. Me too.
Were they
We
not
all are.
taught, were they not taught not to bully people and treat people like crap?
Oh my God.
Were we not taught to not bully people? It's bullying when you play their own words back at them. It's something we were not taught to not. We're not supposed to stand up for ourselves and or fellow human beings or people going through their worst times. How dare we stand up and push back? We're bullies. Bullies.
Right?
Think about it.
It's
I've
horrible.
never seen anybody like that. My dad would have me 2 feet under already. You know,
Your dad would have you 2 feet under. I'm 41 years old. My father hasn't told me what to do for years. I'm a grown ass adult.
I
treat
think
people like that.
I think what bothers me is,
The bully, I'm not sure who said that. It was somebody over there talking to one of them.
and I think that people say that this is ageism. I don't know. If it's ageism, then I guess I'm guilty. But I think what bothers me,
Rocky, if you scroll down my page, you'll see a thumbnail that's orange. That's a super chat, a $20 super chat from Samantha Joy. Samantha Joy sent Brittany a $20 super chat that she called the cops on me and my chat because she had been in here previously, I think the day before, and gotten some pushback because she was spreading misinformation and trying to provoke a conversation negative in my chat and wasn't welcomed here. And she wasn't getting what she wanted. She was attempting to bait people. You can go watch those if you would like to. But she sent a super chat to Brittany saying that she called the cops on me in my chat. Yeah, embarrassing as fuck.
is some of these women are my mother's age and my grandmother's age. And it's like, that scares me. That scares me because when I mean, the idea that I had prior to YouTube was when I think about women that are my elders,
This whole weird posturing thing that because we're older than her, we're supposed to be silent. We're not in the 1950s, honey. I'm raising kids that are going to stand up for themselves and other human beings, especially victims being used and treated like shit at their worst times in life. I am proud of that. 100% proud of that.
I think guidance, maturity, wisdom, definitely wisdom.
Oh,
You know, something that I would love, to sit down and have a conversation. Someone I would love to sit down and have a conversation with over coffee. But you are not my grandmother's age, Miss E. But you think that like the older women, I never in a million years, like the worst example that I've ever had prior to YouTube is like gossiping church ladies. You know what I mean? And even they aren't as bad as this.
gossiping church ladies. Oh, Brittany.
That's what I was trying to explain, Brittany.
yeah.
I'm 69 years old. I have never seen women, especially my age, act. I never have been bullied. I'm from a small town.
And they're going to need context to all of your very factual statements. They're not going to be able to understand. So you might need to break that down further for them. It's hard. Context matters to them, and comprehension skills are very lacking.
When I was 15 in our graduating class, we didn't even do that through high school, elementary. It just blows my mind.
Yeah. It's thank you, Muscles. It blows my mind, but it also makes me really sad too because it makes me realize like I had a it was like a surreal moment, a reality check. That oh my goodness, some of these people,
reality wins because it always does in the end. It really does.
Huh?
Reality always wins in the end.
Yeah, and they're showing up. Finally,
Reality always wins. Oh goodness, and that's her name. Ugh, things that don't age well.
they're showing up. Yes,
Oh.
yay! Those two showed up. Thank you so much, Minnie. Welcome to the Gummy Squad. Thank you for joining in Missouri, Lisa. Welcome to the Gummy Squad, my beautiful ladies. I thank you for joining me very, very much, Miss E. Okay, I'm checking my phone. Yes, and reality does always win, but it's like I saw what you did there, by the way.
But to be honest, my opinion, I would never align myself with anybody who treats people like that.
No,
not in real life. No way.
Me either.
Reality. We just heard you make accusations that the parents hid a missing child's body. I think you're beyond what you're even attempting to talk about here. Pot meat kettle.
If someone's got something to say to me, and that's how we've always been, and I was raised, go to that person and discuss it. You don't put it out for other people to carry gossip from one to the other.
Yeah,
that's right.
You're right.
Did you say you came from Terry Lynn's chat, Debbie? Debbie. Terry Lynn's been doing the most with gossip and rumors and sending messages to people, gossiping, putting it out publicly for people to run with.
Right.
You do it privately. You don't put it out there
Miss,
in business, right?
Miss E. She sent me. Miss E sent me that clip from their live the other night. A machete.
And
A
karate,
machete.
karate.
Karate. Machete. You're too cute. Thank you. That was so funny. Unfortunately, Brittany, once a chaos diva, always a chaos diva. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It shortens your life and creates a life of no peace. Yes.
Oh, we're chaos divas now? Facts are chaos divas. Say it ain't so.
Yes. And I was just sitting there reflecting on everything the other day, and I thought to myself,
oh,
did these women not progress?
You thought to yourself, self, where'd that brain cell go? And then 10 minutes later, wait, what was I thinking about? Oh, but just wait. You had a hard time the other day when people were talking about you potentially whatever on stream. But just wait till you see what comment she's about to engage with.
You know how you get older, and the older you get, I'm 36 right now. When I was 25, I'm not the same person as I was at 25.
Right.
Just like at 25, I wasn't the same person that I was at 15.
Oh,
You change and you morph and you grow and you learn from your mistakes and you learn, from tough decisions. It just doesn't make any sense. And things that when I was 16 years old, if somebody would have came to me and said some of the things that people say to me today, my earrings were coming off.
never mind. I'm leaving that
Believe it or
alone.
not, there was a point in my life where I would fight. And I'm not proud of it. But I wouldn't sit there and waste my time arguing with you. You say a couple cross words to me and the earrings and the shoes come off and I'm ready to go. Like, that's how I was when I was a teenager. I'm not like that anymore. You grow. Now I look back on that.
Sure, Jan.
And I'm like, I could have handled that so differently. I can feel that embarrassment, of how I handled myself at that age. And it's like, and I'm not trying to be judgmental because as I say this, I kind of feel like this is coming off condescending, and that's not it. I got a lot of things I need to work on. So I'm not trying to be self-righteous when I say these things, but
trust me, it's not landing there. It's definitely not landing there.
I just can't believe it. Like, and I have some people in my family who are even like that, the way that they were when I was a kid, they're still that way today, talking about everybody behind their backs. And, I
don't talk about you behind your back. I say it publicly. I don't need to do it behind your back. I'll say it right here. I'd say it to your face if you were in front of me. I have no harm doing what you do to victims and their families. I've got no use for it. I got the same energy for somebody in real life that I would for you on the internet. Sorry. It's just the way I am.
I don't understand it. I guess I don't. What do you get? What do you gain from coming on this platform day in and day out and just ripping someone apart?
Brittany, can you put these words back in your mouth? Because you come on this platform 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and rip the families going through their worst moments with missing children, tragedies, losses to shreds for content. And you're worried about us pushing back on your own words. Okay. Watch the upcoming comment. It's coming.
It's called no respect for themselves. You've got to respect yourselves to get respect.
We don't respect ourselves. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's 100% true, Kristen. 100%. Kristen says, yes, I heard this today. And it's like when someone is in active addiction, they don't progress in life immediately, like you're saying. Nope.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about somebody in active addiction? That wouldn't be you doing that, right? When you cried victim for days on end that people were questioning your sobriety? You're not talking about people in active addiction not progressing, are you? You're not attempting to addict shame and agreeing with this, are you? That couldn't be. That couldn't be.
Nope. But that can't be all of what's happened with people. You know what I mean? There's got to be more to it. Jenny Mount, I don't know if I told her, so I want to say it real quick. Jenny Mount, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Gummy Squad. Must Have Got Lost said, thank you, Must Have Got Lost, for being a member for 3 months. She says, hey, lots of love just because. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Now, that was just something that I wanted to kind of like vent about, but let's get to the core of my title, right? My title
Yes, let's get to the core of it.
tonight is The Bandwagoners. I don't like what I am witnessing. Let's have a talk. So, someone who goes with the crowd, right?
Mhm.
Someone who, that's what a bandwagoner is. It's someone who, hang on a second. Let me
Hold on, she's got to look it up.
pull it up real quick. I'm going to read what it said.
She's got to pull up what a bandwagoner is.
Or hold on.
You can't make this shit up. Mm.
Give me 1 minute. Because I was looking at this the other day. I think it was yesterday. I had a lot going on, but I wanted to look into people who are fickle, you know, like
Fickle as a pickle.
with Sebastian's case. One of the things that I have seen happen
Oh,
that I think you guys, here it is. Here it is. It says people who go with the popular opinion may be influenced by the bandwagon effect,
I laughed so fucking hard. I texted two of my moms and I was like, she had to fucking look up bandwagon.
which can be caused by a number of factors, including social factors. People may want to be part of a group that seems likely to win. Psychological.
It's kind of like NFL teams. I call Kyle a bandwagon fan because, well, and it's just a joke here, but he's always liked Seattle. And a lot of people didn't like Seattle until they started winning. We called the Sea Chickens fans bandwagoners.
Excuse me?
See, told you it's kind of a contentious point in our house. And he calls me a bandwagoner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs lost for like the first 20 years of me liking them. They just finally started winning. And now I don't like them because of all the bandwagon fans. Anyways, but go on, Brittany. I'm sorry you had to look up the definition for that. That was real serious for you.
Factors. People may be convinced something is correct because they've heard it repeated so many times. Sound familiar?
Mhm.
And economic factors. People may be influenced by their friends or their relatives. A study published by the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that repeated exposure to one person's viewpoint can have almost as much influence as exposure to shared opinions from multiple people.
Kind of like playing the same interview and telling you the same story 20 times, but refusing to point out any other thing because you're trying to influence people with groupthink.
So it's almost like I was thinking about what all's happened
Thor.
since, and with Sebastian's case, we have seen something different happen, in my opinion,
Oh,
than we have with other cases.
we've seen something different.
And we witnessed people who, you know, had one opinion completely, what seemed like overnight, shifted to a completely different, polar opposite opinion.
Again, kind of like when you called Tony an asshole. And then when Tony called you on it, you were like, well, your panel was like, she didn't do that. And then come to find out you did do that. But then you let him control the narrative. And now you're like team Tony, kind of like that. Or kind of like you were team T-Rev, like, woohoo, T-Rev from the ceiling. Or kind of like J for Justice. You were team J for Justice. Or kind of like you were team dog handlers. You know, all those people. Oh, couldn't be.
And we saw creators do this, not just subscribers, but creators as well.
Never Revival. She never called Betty an opportunist ever. That's her girl.
And that's why I've been saying that Sebastian's case, in my humble opinion, has been one of revelation, right? When I want to say we can pretty much pinpoint just about when it happened too.
You've been saying that. You said you could pinpoint it, but meanwhile, you haven't been able to do that yet. You haven't been able to show anybody that, but you've been telling people about that for months on end. Why don't you just show it? Why don't you go back and clip through and actually the timeline of when it changed? Because guess what? I guarantee you'll be wrong.
When Seth went off on Trevor Lee, remember that?
I'm trying to
That was the beginning of the turning point. But
No. That was the beginning of you guys flip-flopping. But most of us had already started to see the tides were shifting because he was picking and choosing his team members and then having problems with those team members way before that. But carry on. Told you were going to be wrong.
then
Absolutely.
we also, I mean, listen, I'm just going to say it. Cluminati started coming out pretty hardcore, and she started saying things like that Seth was telling JLR to record his shoulder. Look, come over here. You need to get this. And then once she started saying it, I started seeing her going into other people's chat.
No. She didn't have a factor for a lot of us. a lot of us were already pushing back. She was on Team Seth to begin with. We all watched that. And then she says that she saw things that were concerning. You can have your opinions on what's the fact there. And then she changed it up and started hounding Chris for answers. And then she had a conversation there, and she's still back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That she hasn't, you know what I mean? And it was people's chats that are, what do I even, these people aren't true crime. What do we even refer to them as?
Drama-filled people
Assholes.
that can't.
We're assholes. I'm an asshole. Me, you can speak specifically to me. I'm an asshole.
Think for themselves.
Can't
They
think.
call them trauma channels.
I guess the Chroma channels then?
That's what they call them. I call them the dark side.
Pink, yeah, right. That's what I do too, or the hate channels. Pink
Oh, we're the hate channels from the dark side. Welcome to the jungle.
Warrior, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the Gummy Squad. I appreciate it.
Hey, Titanium.
We saw this narrative, in my humble opinion. I believe that's what it is. I absolutely believe that's what it is. It was a narrative that was taking effect, and it was in full it was going full force. I mean, it took off, and we witnessed, and even some of the people that we witnessed it happen seemingly overnight, and even some of the people who were on the dark side actually even said themselves, creators are going to start jumping ship and coming to this side, and they did.
We called it. I called it a long time ago.
Did. The only thing that these people that predicted it about was wrong about was, or the only thing these people predicted that they got wrong about this was, they said all of us would do that. That all of us would
Brittany, you flip-flop so many times. Come on now.
turn against Seth and start aligning or trying to align with the other side.
Nope.
And we played clips of you saying that you were upset with Seth. We played clips of you going after Tony. We played clips of all of that just recently. Do you need me to remind you? Your moms must have not given you that memo. Yvette, you're failing me. You're not doing a good job of telling her all the clips that we have of her showing her ass and flip-flopping. Yvette, if you have time to write 4-page emails to random creators that have nothing to do with anything that I do or my moms or my fellow creators, you sure as have time to write her a 4-page email telling her, oh shit, they got this clip of you, this clip of you, this clip of you. Yeah, you should do that. Do you need timestamps, Yvette? I can help you.
And a lot of people did. A lot of people did, but not us.
Definitely not me.
No, because here's the thing. We're being accused of, or at least I know a lot of us are being accused of being disingenuous and not actually being there for Seth. Because we believe in him, and we trust that he wants to find his son, and is doing this for all the right reasons. Well, I do believe that.
Who doesn't think he wants to? I mean, I think all of us think he wants to find his son at the end of the day. I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think anybody would not want to find their kid with the chaos that's been going on. You can question that in your own personal opinions based on your own personal beliefs, but Brittany, this doesn't land.
From day one, I have always believed that Seth is a broken father who desperately wants to find his child.
But you don't believe that about Chris and Katie. Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem.
And I know Justin feels the same way, and all of us, but we all, as a collective group, we all feel the same way, and it doesn't have anything to do with.
I love when they start speaking for each other. I love that so much for them. Spanky was over there repeating the same live streams, trying to push the narrative. Their team's been slacking this week, so they got to amp it up.
What's popular, what's not popular, it's none of that. It's standing for what's right. That's what I believe in.
Oh, that's what it's going to get deep here. Get your waders out.
It doesn't have anything. Well, it doesn't have anything to accusing CP, KP. When we reveal the facts and we listen to the words that come out of their mouths.
Just so you know, if you're on our bandwagon over here, we're riding on axles. The wheels fucking fell off. The axles fell off. We're riding on.
What are we riding on if the axles fell off?
I don't know what's underneath. What's up? I'm not the mechanic. The engine.
Coil springs.
We're riding on coil springs. That's what.
And then the frame.
Okay, we're on coil springs at this point in time, and those are about to pop the fuck off too. Kyle's driving us, and we're probably running into fucking walls. Okay, so if you're on this bandwagon, you need a helmet, a seatbelt, and waders. Shit's really getting deep, and we're probably all going to be hitting a wall really fast.
They're incriminating themselves. And why people can't see that, I don't understand.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't understand it. I really, apparently, They can't think for themselves. I don't
Bloop, just dropping off the axles.
know.
Well, it's okay to have a different opinion, but it's another story when you try to destroy the other person. That, you know what I mean? Like what we have seen. Muscles and Mascara says
People pushing back on you over your own words or other people's own words is trying to destroy you. Oh, can you imagine if they had to like actually get like a fact check AI box underneath everything they said? They'd be fucked.
a bandwagon jumper is someone who only becomes interested in something. This is y'all muscles. This is perfect. This right here, this right here defines everything that I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
A bandwagon jumper is someone who only becomes interested in something when it is popular or fashionable, and not because they genuinely like it. Joining the winning sports.
She had to Google it, babe. Brittany Googled it already. And now her mom came in and said like the exact same thing in an easier version. And she's like, oh my God, that's what it is. Yes. Yeah.
All of those two brain cells collide.
I don't even think we're working with you.
Team, like joining the winning sports team. Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So if something were to happen, and this shouldn't even be the case with when it comes to a missing 15-year-old boy, this should not even be a conversation. This should not even be an issue. It's not like who's on the winning side. You know what I mean? That's not even what's going on here. It
Does she hear herself?
shouldn't be that way ever, but that is where we're at right now, unfortunately.
Does she hear herself?
But I saw something the other day that I just can't ignore. Okay.
Oh.
I can't ignore this. I'm sorry.
We can't ignore. We're not.
I'm not saying that we
take it.
should
No,
not move, like that
we're
we
not
should continue
gonna
to fight or
take
argue with
it.
people. I'm not
We're
saying that at
not
all. But what I am saying is
And
everybody should always remember and never forget things that have been said and done and who did what.
who the fuck? Brittany, are you okay? Are you okay? Really? Like, I'm starting to. Are you okay?
Because when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. And
Why are you parroting me? This is getting a little cringe. There's a few of you that have been parroting me lately, and it's just a little cringe, especially when it's coming from you.
I'm watching. Let me pull it up. War Eagle posted a video the other day,
Oh,
and I mean, I still don't. It catches me up. I can't even, understand how somebody can flip this hardcore. Hold on a minute. Let me go ahead and add some music over this. How many of you seen this video that War Eagle uploaded of Cluminati?
I didn't because I don't watch her.
I didn't get to see that one yet.
For all of you that all you know, Cluminati has been the Proudfoot's right-hand person. Out of every creator, she has been the platform for them to go to. She has called Seth a predator. She has accused him of being a groomer.
and she was just on Justin's the other day. You're welcome.
Has accused him of being a, everything. Like,
She was also out there in the neighborhood searching with Seth when this started. She's also been sent a cease and desist by Seth. She's also, a whole lot of other things, but carry on.
calls him fat bastards. Everything you,
Forget Pill Popper.
Pill Popper. Yeah, she has just
Ugh, it's
what
gross.
was that?
I don't know. Not me.
She has slandered. What in the world?
I'm sorry, y'all.
This liverbird, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, I'm at work. I'm getting ice to put in my coat.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you.
Somebody else, how I always say that falls flat. That's not going to land. That falls flat. Somebody else has been saying that recently too. And it makes me cringe the fuck out.
You okay? Is that all right? Just unmute if you want to say something, baby.
Okay, darling.
And no, I'm not saying I'm the only one that ever says that or the first one to say that or anything, but I use it a lot, especially in referencing this stuff. And so when I've been saying that about specific situations and then you hear somebody else saying the exact same thing that you've said about the exact same, it's just a lot. There's just certain times when I'm like, stop doing it. Normally I don't give a fuck, but certain times, yeah, I'm petty.
All right. I thought I was losing my mind there. I was like,
where are them gummy bears?
are they hacking my channel?
It sounded
Hold
weird.
on a second.
Of course she goes, are they hacking your channel?
Give me just a second, y'all.
I see lizard people. Big brother. Roro haven't? Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a moment.
Titanium, right? That does
Oh, I
happen.
do remember seeing this one. Sorry, my bad.
Reality.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for what I did. I don't. I
don't
don't.
want you to feel bad.
No, I don't.
Nana's going back to not feeling bad about coming in here and telling me off when I didn't even know she did.
And I hate that they cut me off like that so quick. I was like, let me speak. Let me do my speak. I wish she would have brought
You got to speak. I just got to correct you on your spelling. Disgusted.
me up there. I would have told her what I felt.
Nana, you would have been crying if I would have let you up here.
I am very shocked that you have been bashed so badly by these people, and she talks about how
I wasn't even mean to the Nana. Stop the crybaby act, Brittany. All I said was it's fucking cringe to do the shit she does and say how much she loves Sebastian. You heard Tony. Good night, Janice. You heard Tony say the exact same thing to you on panel. Yikes, Nana. Yikes.
people won't let her have a voice, but she's going to take yours.
They always take our voice once we start.
What? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we want to defend ourselves on. We have a right to defend ourselves.
To be honest with you, when they cut me off, it made me think, okay, you think I'm right. So you're going to cut me.
They're talking about people being cut off, and this is a members only. You have to be a member to chat in there. Nana, reality. You guys need disengage.
Yeah.
There you
They
go.
should have let me. They should have let me speak. The way I felt.
We're all proud of you.
Well, I'm not proud of myself. I lost it. I totally lost it.
That was totally losing it.
When she went after Justin, that really pissed me off. I mean, she pissed me off when she went after Brittany.
Buckle up, because I don't like Spanky, and I've called Spanky out for 2 years now because he's a vile piece of shit. Chew on those, Nana.
Her going after Justin, that really pissed me off.
Ooh.
That's when I lost it. That's when I totally lost it. So,
Well, it's hard not
whatever.
to get defensive.
But you know who to blame? YouTube. It's against terms of service to go and bully other channels. You're not supposed to do that.
I'm not going to bully other channels. She is telling you guys that she came in my channel and lost it. You guys have reported me very often and proudly stated you report me all the time. YouTube says I'm doing commentary, review channel stuff within fair use. So I don't come over there and fuck with you. I've been over there a couple times and the entire chat melted. So I leave you alone in your little corner. I just watch what I want.
So it's their fault for not enforcing it and taking care of it.
No, I kind of disagree. I blame them.
Well, they shouldn't act that way. That's right.
I blame them.
Oh.
And I blame them
Okay.
for bringing all these people out there to defend them and do this and talk about people that they don't even know. So,
I don't ask anybody to defend me, Nana. That's something I don't do.
okay, I'm off my soapbox. Sorry, Britt.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna jump down. I'm at work, and y'all can probably hear my radio going off every now and then.
Thank
Aw.
you. Fun. We love you.
You're
No, I-
69. You're 69
Bye, Debbie.
and still working.
Yeah, I worked last week. I worked 49 hours, and when I get off in the morning, I've worked 70 this week.
You're telling my
Oh,
best
honey.
friend your age. My best friend's your age, and she's still working too.
Yeah, I mean, I got to stay active, y'all. I don't want to
Yeah.
lay in the bed and say, "Oh, poor pitiful me." That ain't me.
I agree with you. I'm the same.
Roro, I would do that. I would let Nana come up here and talk to me. I would let Nana have a link. I don't know if Nana could quite handle that though without backup, because they have to have they have a collective pot of brain cells that they regenerate from over there, and I wouldn't allow that here. So it would be like a one-on-one conversation, and I would even be respectful to her, but she wouldn't be able to handle getting fed back their own words and things that they've done. Like Spanky, she's defending Spanky. Meanwhile, she probably doesn't want to talk about the fact that he announced that a Marine vet was deceased months before that was true, and doubled down on it and used an article as SNBC 13 as the source of that, and then lied some more to cover up some more bullshit. And then, she wouldn't want to have those conversations though.
Okay,
love you.
I love
Yes, we
y'all.
love you too, Debbie.
All right, love you
All
too.
right.
All right, have a good night.
I'm still gonna be in chat, but I know they'll be calling on the
Pickle.
radio, the work radio. And y'all don't need to hear all that.
Oh,
Pickle, did you watch this already? Because we've got a part coming up here that's just going to make it hurt my head, but I've got clips pulled up
okay. Well, have a good night. We'll
to hit him with.
see you in chat then, love.
Okay, baby.
All right. Bye bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
All right. So back to what I was saying. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I got a message and my kids.
What up,
I
LFT?
saw this video and everybody knows Clue. We all know who she is, right?
What up?
Mhm.
But I feel like I felt led to do this because
You know who used to be really proud of being a really big Clue follower? Brittany. In the start of this, she was talking about how much she liked Clue. She loved her coverage on Idaho 4. Yeah. Okay.
just in case, because I know I can be soft hearted and I know I can, if somebody makes something sound good enough, I might be like, oh, okay, maybe this person's not so bad. I just want to remind y'all, before this person starts trying to, reel herself back in over this way, remind y'all who this person is. Not that y'all need it, but just in case there are some that need to be reminded. And also to say, let's not forget the pain and the harassment towards Seth. You know what I mean? Because I'm not even gonna lie, I blame her for this hate campaign. I think
She blames Clue solely for a hate campaign. Yeah, she's been a part of targeting Seth over some stuff. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't hate Seth. Plain Seth's own words is not a reflection of hating Seth. It's a fact of showing the people that are opportunists that have used and exploited this man's grief and emotions that Seth has already said a lot of these things publicly. And then he's switched team members and things have changed and things got muddy and things got less clear and the stories have changed. That's what we do with Seth's own words. It's not because we hate Seth. I don't know the man to hate the man.
think Clue is one of the people at the top who have started this hate campaign and kept and perpetuated it to continue against Seth Rogers. I mean, all you got to do is go look. Her sitting over there telling everybody if you just meet him in real life, you won't even question that something's wrong with him. He's an awful person.
Contonio says, good night, everybody. He's going to bed.
Telling people that he, is harassing women while they try to have.
When the Contonio's away, the mice will play. I'm just joking. You guys know you don't have a leash on me.
Dinner.
You probably
putting horrible things out there about this guy and knowing that his son. Oh, let's not forget, she's also the person that said, I hope Seth Rogers did something to that boy because I think y'all need to learn a lesson. She hoped Seth.
She did say that. It was gross.
Hurt Sebastian in hopes that it would teach us a lesson. Imagine hating somebody so much that you would hope that meant that the little boy that we're looking for, something happened to him.
This is what pisses me off, though. Okay, so she starts off talking about how I'm the one that did all this stuff. Nana's pissed because she came in my chat. They're pissed because I am doing these things about Mandy and Justin. But then she can't even come back at me. She has to go to Clue to paint a narrative and try to lump us all in. There's a very clear distinction of where I stand with Clue. I've made that very clear from jump, and there's never been any going back for me. Once that was out publicly and I knew what was going on, that was it. And I've stood there very firmly. So this whole intention here of starting off by talking shit about me, lumping me into this stuff, Nana peacocking around about me, now playing stuff about Clue and trying to lump this all. No, this don't work. If you're going to address me off of the shit I say and do, Brittany. Don't do this weird shit over here. I don't like it. And it's very chicken shit.
I want Sebastian to come home safe and alive. Why the hell would you ever hope that somebody hurt him?
I agree with you, Britt.
Please.
I want him to come home to his father so that he will be whole again.
I want him to come home to his father so he will be whole again. What about his mom and his stepdad? Again, you don't have to like these people. We shouldn't have any opinions on these people personally. They're the parents of a missing child. That's it at the end of the day. It's fucking weird.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do this video. Let's play this. Shout out to War Damn Eagle is the channel. She uploaded this the other day. Listen to this. This is a classic case of, well, I don't want to say flip-flopping because she didn't totally flip-flop, but kind of weaseling your way back to the other side because that pendulum is going to start back swinging again.
Well, backsliding.
Oh, and I will say this.
Yeah, going back on everything.
Night, Aries.
All that poo-poo you smeared for the last 6 months. Also, let's not forget, this is also the same person in the first 2 months of Sebastian's disappearance. She, not us, she Cluminati was the one that posted a community post saying that Sebastian's mother was guilty. She called Katie guilty, not us.
Yes, she did.
She sure did. Mm-hmm.
All right.
This, right? Like, I know. Well, and I will say this, right? Like, I know people are like, "Oh, she's so proud for you." Da, da, da. I mean, there still is a chance that they did do something, and he's just frustrated beyond all fucking reason.
Well, at the end of the day, here's how I see this, right? We can all have our opinion about who could have, who couldn't have, who did, who didn't have something to do with this. I'm looking at it more of a critique and criticism of the behaviors of now, as opposed to the possibility of what could have been, right? Like, that's why I can sit here and watch this and laugh, because I'm criticizing and commentating on your behavior in this interview.
Okay, but what does that say about you, honestly? Because if you believe that this man has absolutely nothing to do with his son's disappearance, why do you want to clown on a man whose kid's missing? Even if you disagree with his behavior, you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But whatever happened to, you know, time and place.
Meanwhile, I played a clip earlier of her and Justin clowning on them reviewing stuff about Chris and Katie and laughing their asses off. Oh, the fucking double standards are fucking deep with this one.
I don't like this guy, but you know, his kid's missing, so I'm gonna pull back from that. Whatever happened to that? But you instead, what do you want? Like, what is y'all's end game? And I'm not even just saying that towards these two that we're listening to. Anybody,
Orion, right?
who is actively just trashing this man, cutting his knees out from under him by you know, calling him a absentee father, saying that Chris is more of a father.
But it's okay to do to Katie, like your friend Spirit Seeker Squad did, by comparing her to Stefan Stearns, by saying that her accent isn't proper or trying to diminish her accent. That's all okay though, right? Brittany, do you even hear yourself? Like, this is just not, it's not good.
Father to him, then
I don't get it, because they were stalking them. They had the drone out.
it makes me mad. Yeah, and then they stalked him too. Yep, I sure did. Sure did.
They're using.
Where's the proof of that? Where's the proof that they stalked Seth? That they had the drone out? Because we know that they were driving by Chris and Katie's in Chris and Katie's neighborhood. We know that Dolly flew a drone over Chris and Katie's house. We know that Stephen Crabtree flew a drone over Chris and Katie's house. Where is the stalking and harassment of Seth Rogers? Where has that been done? I've heard a lot of things said about him publicly that I do not agree with. A lot of narratives that have been shoved about Seth that I do not agree with, that I think are none of our business. But where is the proof that they did this to Seth? Because even in the cease and desist that Seth sent, that wasn't an accusation made.
In the Proudfoots. I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest. It's all for clicks and views, in my opinion, and money.
100%. What else could it be for?
It may all come back to bite them.
I
Right.
think
That's all I
that
gotta say.
Yeah, they were coffee addicts. They were, I haven't even gotten that far yet, but yep, that happened.
Hey.
I think that there started to be a little bit of, not even that much yet at the moment at that time, but there started to be a bit of backlash against Seth. And I think some people were like, oh, let me pull back. I'm not going down with this. You
When
know,
Seth came out with the CPS report and what he said, that woke people. I'm telling you, that shook them.
No. The flip-flopping had already started. Some of us from the outside looking in had already seen that creators were buddying up to Seth to use and exploit his grief and to make sides in this. A lot of us from over here, you know, the ones you think are on these high horses and shit, we're calling this because we saw it coming, because it happens in every single case. It didn't have anything to do with the CPS records for a lot of us. That's pretty much a non-factor, but we're going to talk about that a little bit, because Reality Wins is going to make another accusation coming up that's pretty hefty, and I'm going to slap some words in her face.
Because he knows what's in those reports, and it's not good.
no, it's not my humble opinion at all. It is not good. He absolutely.
Pickle, the snacks situation makes me see fucking red. The snack situation and kids, growing teenage boys. I mean, are you kidding me? But if she didn't have snacks for child, they would be saying her cupboards were empty. She didn't have enough in her cupboards. Oh, let me guess, there was a lock on the fridge. Like, they would be doing the opposite. And they have made the biggest shitstorm out of that. I agree with you 100% on that, Pickle. 100%. That drives me fucking batty. They can't win for losing.
Absolutely said that if we knew, remember y'all, Seth said if we knew what was in those reports, we would not sleep at night. We would not sleep at night.
Okay. And again, okay.
But I have to ask, if Seth turned them over to TBI, why is this not moving faster?
TBI would have had them. Seth wouldn't have had to turn them over to TBI. The state had access to them. TBI, Sumner County, law enforcement had access to those without having any problem right from jump. That would have been something they had access to. And I've asked this question, and I'm going to ask you guys. Again, Brittany and Nana, if these records are so damning and they prove that CPS failed to act, why have they not filed complaints and or grievances or a lawsuit against the state of Tennessee for not protecting Sebastian? If these are such damning records, why haven't they done something in that direction?
I have to ask that. I'm not saying it isn't what he's saying. I'm just saying, why are they not moving faster?
What?
What she's trying to ask is, why aren't there charges? If there's proof of abuse, why aren't there charges for neglect, abuse, something of that nature? That's what you should have asked, Nana.
Did you not hear me?
Say that again.
I said, if Seth turned this over to TBI, why is this not moving faster? I'm not saying that what he has is not true. I believe it is true.
Well, because they have to make sure that they have a solid case.
Hold on, I gotta go back up and see Body's comments. You asked, I don't have kids and I don't know a lot about CPS. Are CPS records documents of people that call CPS about a reported situation, or is it the investigative study? So usually it depends. It usually, to determine who called, sometimes that's confidential, and sometimes even getting an attorney will not give you, people have a right to be anonymous. But if there was a report, say from a mandatory reporter like the school, something like that, that'll be listed. But it usually is the allegations and then what the outcome, if they even open a case. Sometimes there's just calls. They will look and see if there's any validity to the call and decide if they need to open a case or not. They do resources only cases that they can see that the family is struggling. There's no abuse or neglect or anything, but they might be struggling, so they can offer them resources. There's many different variations, but oftentimes there's allegations from a source. They will investigate those allegations and determine if there's even need to open a case. And then you'll have a case closure or an ending statement basically saying that they're not opening a case, or there's no further need, or that they are opening a case, and then it'll detail that. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I've dealt with CPS a lot because of raising my nieces. And not, I mean, we've talked about it very publicly. I've called CPS for help myself. We had a resources only situation because I needed resources for my girls.
I mean, even if
Same here.
they got, whenever they, if and when they do an arrest, they're going to make sure that all of their I's are dotted and all of their T's are crossed, and they're not going, they got to make sure that they are going to get a conviction.
Yep. Okay.
So, I mean, you got to look at everything.
Okay. I mean, I'm just putting my 2 cents in.
It just depends on the weight of the allegation, who it's made from, if there's proof of the allegation, and then where it goes from there. Sometimes they find the allegations to be nothing right from jump, you know, false calls, things like that, and they don't even open a case.
You know, I'm not saying that this isn't true, because I do believe he does have what he has, you know.
Yeah, anybody can make a report against anybody, basically. Other parents can make a report against other parents, other family members. Like, there's mandated reporters through the school. There are certain situations, like when a child goes missing, it's an automatic opening of a CPS report, things of that nature. There's a lot of different factors. They even open them at hospitals sometimes if they see like odd breaks, stuff like that. It varies.
I just wish they'd move faster, because Sebastian needs justice, definitely.
Absolutely
Yeah,
do.
I agree with that
weaponize
100%.
CPS.
Tiffany, you're
right.
look at Tiffany.
This one. Yep.
Look what her name.
And I'm not saying this as anything to do with this case, but just in general, people in horrible custody battles, parents in custody battles will often weaponize CPS against one or the other. Sometimes both. And sometimes both parents will have open investigative reports at the same time through CPS when they're going through custody battles.
Hey,
Tiffany Machete.
oh
Tiffany, you win award for the best comment for tonight. Tiffany
Yes.
Machete. That's so funny.
And that's very true too. State to state, it does vary. Yep, that's very true. It all just depends on the allegations, where it's coming from.
kind of has a ring to it, to be honest.
That is so funny. I'm dropping muscles. I'm dropping.
Remember, Seth said he's working on something, and something's going to drop in 2 weeks. So we got to be patient.
Seth said he's working on something and something's going to drop in 2 weeks. We have to be patient. Okay.
I can't. Tiffany, that's so cute. Your name is adorable. All right, let's keep going, y'all. I can't believe this backtrack. I can't. People, y'all, please.
Well, because I will say this, like, and I'll be the first. I know people have their assumptions about what goes on in my own fucking mind, and that's cool. Do you? But I'm not gonna lie. Tony makes a point, and he makes a good point. When they were talking about that, when they come out and we're talking about when they went to sleep, when she specifically answered, I remember this like it was yesterday because it was the very first thing that made me go burr. She literally reiterated to Duchess. Duchess said, "So you went to sleep at 10 o'clock?" Yes. Nothing about a phone call. And that's when Chris comes in and says, to be crystal clear, we were on the phone from 9:40 something to whatever, right? That is, I don't care what anyone says. That is two conflicting stories, right?
Not necessarily. You can see it as a conflicting story. You can see it as an inconsistency, but you can also see it as she wasn't going to tell him all the freaking details because they've already talked to law enforcement about it. And he decided, well, shit, I'm just going to tell him this is where we are. You can make anything into anything. And that's what they've been doing on both sides of this all along.
So, okay, but here you are. Why? Like you are. And guess what? This video, this live stream, the last I looked, it wasn't up. I need to go look and see if it's still up. If it's up now. But if you see that contradiction, then why are you over there giggling and sitting in a freaking pew with her at the damn courthouse? Like, I need to remind you.
Giggling and sitting in a pew with her at the courthouse.
They over here French braiding each other's hair and looking at memes together, giggling at the
French braiding each other's hair. But the live stream of the previous court, we saw Seth, Betty, and those guys all smiling. Do you forget that, Brittany? Did you forget about that?
courthouse. I mean, she's buddy with these people. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think she's.
We don't know that. We don't know. Just because they go to an open court hearing and choose to sit by them doesn't mean they're buddy. Just because they've shown up to searches doesn't mean they're buddy. They could be, but none of us know that. It could also be made to look like that too.
She's willing to turn on him this easy either. I believe this right here is all orchestrated. You're not going to tell me last week she's French braiding her hair, and why it's not really French braiding her hair, but they're over there, sitting side by side, popping their bubble gum and chatting away.
She also didn't wait for him to come out of the court hearing either. She hurried up and didn't even say bye to him and hopped on her live. So is it for content purposes that it's looking like this? Or is it because of actual involvement with this? You're invested with Seth. You're a part of Seth's team. So what does it matter to you?
Are you going to tell me a few days later she's going to turn and go on her channel and start talking about the inconsistencies? No.
I think all of them are too far involved with the family.
Hello, muscles.
But I also think a lot of creators will use a public perceived relationship with family members to their own advantage. So people think that they have some sort of reliable source for content. I've seen that happen a lot. And then we find out that they really didn't have a relationship.
Hey, Muscle, sorry.
Hey,
I'm on a roll.
No, you're fine. I can be patient. I'm good.
How you doing, darling?
I'm doing. How are you guys?
All right.
Good.
Frustrated with this whole situation.
Yes, and it is frustrating to see, hear, and see the different things that's going on. But I will say too that I think we have to be extra cautious. You know me, Miss Devil's Advocate, but I think we have to be careful in saying that we need to hurry, and we want them to hurry, of course, because that would mean that it's solved and taken care of. But I do have to remind everybody of the case we're currently watching, Quentin Simon's case, and I know that's paralleling cases. However, I think it's a warranted discussion to say that's what everybody was doing in his case too. Everybody was raising all kinds of cane because
you modded for people that were raising cane, muscles, and mascara. You modded for Spanky during the entire time of his bullshit in Georgia. Did you forget about that? Because I sure as fuck didn't.
Leilani hadn't been arrested, and all the while they knew day 1 or 2 what had happened to Quentin. They just had to find all the evidence to prove it, and I think that's what's frustrating, and that's what makes us impatient. And I know that's what everybody hates to hear, but at the same time, if they get one chance to do it, and the clock starts ticking, that's when things get real. And I certainly
Alpha Mayo, what is ISMS? What's that? You're speaking over my head there.
want to make sure that they get it done right the first time. So I think it's important for us to remember.
Down for me.
1,000%. Yes, ma'am. Or think about Mark Redwine. That's what I always try to tell people. Mark Redwine, he walked free for years, you guys, and they knew from the moment. Well, no, maybe not from the moment, but probably the first month or two, they knew.
Pickle, I will agree with you. I think she has definitely one to the other, but she's also helped paint some narratives that are unnecessary because we don't know
that Dylan Redwine wasn't a victim of an outsider. They knew, but they just couldn't hang him. They didn't have enough to hang him on. They had to wait and put the case together. And then when they did, they nailed it. So I'm with you, Muscles. I agree 100%.
So do I.
It happens all the time.
Alpha Mayo, it happens over here too. I'm not going to say it doesn't. People are very biased. People are one side or the other. Like they think that just because I push back on the facts that I'm pro Proudfoot. That's not the case. I can't prove anything. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not privy to any of the details of where people are. I can't vet their stories. All I can stick to is what law enforcement has told us and the facts. But because I push back and because I will say that there's problematic things here and there, but we did the same thing with Chris and Katie's on Duchess's channel. We went through their interviews and we're super hyper critical of things that were said. And we just landed where we landed. Like, we have no clue what happened.
Or even little Elijah Vu. I mean, it's not similar, but look how long Jesse and his mama, freaking Katrina, has been in jail, and they just got hit with charges today, and there's still no unaliving charge.
That's a problem too, Body, because a lot of these people are pushing disinformation, and the trickle-down effect turns into misinformation. But a lot of them are doing disinformation to paint narratives intentionally, but then it turns into misinformation as it carries through with the trickle-down effect. It's a whole, and they add to it. And these ones are just the trickle-down who are willing, well, useful idiots, in my opinion, that will push anything. So it's a combination of both, in my opinion, that we're seeing. What do you think about that?
On either one of them. I mean, they got reasons for what they're doing. It'll come, I believe. Or whatever. Okay. I think they know what happened to Sebastian. What do y'all think? If you had to guess.
I think they do.
I don't know.
I think they know because, and I'm going to tell you why I think they know. Because
Alpha Male, I agree with you on that too. I can't come to, I've told you guys publicly so many times that my brain has been all over the place personally on what I think happened here, what are possibilities. But I go back to Occam's razor. Oftentimes, could he have walked out the door and missed the cameras? Absolutely. Could there be reasons for him walking out the door? Absolutely. Could he have been in contact with somebody because he had internet access? Absolutely. Could he also have walked out that door and succumbed to the elements? Absolutely. Could there be something else more nefarious? Yes. But there's not enough facts for me to even have an opinion really that strongly on any possibility. And anybody that knows me privately knows that I've gone back and forth with every random thought in this, and I can't land anywhere solidly on this.
We have not had a single press conference ever since April. There's been nothing. Silence. They're not asking the public for tips or anything anymore. Everything you see are from it's outside of law enforcement. I feel like if they were at a dead standstill, there would have been a press conference by now, or some type of something to get the public's help. I could be wrong, but I mean, that's why I think they know something.
Well, of course they have more information than we do. Like, that's common sense.
It's just a waiting game.
But if you are watching Leilani's case and you want to make a parallel, then you should be making the parallel that FBI, TBI, Sumner County are going to know a whole lot more and be crossing all of their T's and dotting all of the I's from jump. So these gaps of time that you guys have tried to push of the 17 hours that they don't know where they were, law enforcement knew. I guarantee that law enforcement knew where everybody was during those hours. Just like people thought that Leilani went missing. Meanwhile, the FBI has a video of exactly where she was, and we're working with somebody recording those interactions during that time. When YouTube creators were telling you they lost them, they're not doing anything. Oh my God.
But Bryn Marshall, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, "Hi, beautiful Brit. Hello, how are you?" What I'm concerned about is, you know, and I'm not saying that I want anybody canceled. I don't believe in cancel culture at all. At all. But what I am concerned about is, like, I don't want us to be so naive and forget what people have done with these cases. So you take them in, and then comes the next case. Here we go again, round 2. You know what I mean? Some of these people just need to stick to their drama. I think Clue was one of those people. Or
stick to their drama.
Or either not get involved in the case, actually involved in it, because this has been a freaking nightmare.
Meanwhile, she is flip-flopped all over the place. Pro team Seth, anti-Seth after he flipped on Trevor Lee. Then she was anti-Tony. Then she was pro-Seth. Come on, Brittany, shut it. You're just the same. You're all just packaged differently.
Oh,
Yeah, you are the people.
I agree. And I agree with the comment that you made earlier about, I think you've heard that from me a couple of times, to say, when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them.
Sure did.
Yeah. I think it's one of the, it's a profound statement for sure. And you don't forget things that's been said or done. I get that completely too. You know, I get it.
Also, can I ask you something? I know you're a big Summers fan, you know, as far as her being found, and so am I.
Summers fan? Oh, Nana.
That's where I started true crime.
A fan of a missing child. Nana. That's almost as cringe as Jennifer Coffendorfer saying that these are the famous missing children.
I look at Summers' case, and then I look at this case, and I have to lose confidence. How can I get my confidence? How do you have that?
Pineapple, I think that's because we're logical.
Because I know you're a big into Summers' case so much.
Well, you know, coming from somebody who lives in Hawkins County currently, you know, I think that we talk about not necessarily confidence in. I think it's just, for me, if it was all about corruption, then it would be corrupt from FBI to TBI to, you know what I mean? I think that's what I go and I start thinking about, that would be the line of people that would have to be in that corruption, and that nobody would falter and waver to where it would be found out.
I fucking struggle with Muscles because I think she's very realistic and very common sense, but she mods for the worst of the worst, Spanky, Brittany, and just sits there, and I'm like, what are you? And she does say she pushed us back on him, but come on, man, like, what?
It's kind of crazy to sit and think about. I think the easy thing to scream is when things don't seem right or we can't make sense of it. We like to say it's corrupt, and I'm not saying that it's not corrupt in Sumner County. I get it, but I think a lot of times we do say that because we do know of the situation that happened in Hawkins County during Summer's case, and that is very corrupt. Obviously, it is. However, it can't be 25 people that are corrupt in one thing. It could be, but what's the likelihood of that? You know what I mean? That's what I think that's what I have to go to, and just hope that the wheels of justice get to start turning, and when they turn, they turn quick. That's all I can say.
Yep, that's beautiful.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
That was what you said.
So they're agreeing with Muscle saying that if you think there's corruption, but then you have to think there's corruption of all those people. And they're like, yep, but they're going along with the shit that Betty is. Are you freaking,
Yesterday, it was the day that Quentin's trial began.
Take the
Muscle
wheel.
said that. She was like, the wheels of justice are finally turning for Quentin. I was like, yes, ma'am. Preach.
The springs just blew. I don't remember what Kyle said now we're riding on, but we're riding on whatever that is now.
Yep.
But it's, I just look at this, and I'm not even trying to be about drama tonight, y'all. This just really concerns me because I look back on the beginning of Sebastian's case when we were covering it.
I'm not trying to be about drama, but you started this off bitching about what I said about Mandy and Spanky. Nana's been peacocking. You wanted drama. You're on your backup channel with the members only because you didn't want Brittany. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
It was peaceful. You had me, Justin, Trevor Lee, Smiley, Josh from the lab. I believe Jay for Justice was covering it at that time. You know, the usual true crime channel, and everything was running smoothly.
What? It was running smoothly. JLR was painting narratives about the parents. It was running smoothly because they were being left alone to exploit the parents at their worst moments. Okay. Yep.
Everything.
Pascal, JLR.
Then the next thing you know,
good night, Michelle.
These hate channels, you know, start using the hashtag in the name, and the whole thing is just gone to hell in a handbasket. Divided completely.
Alpha male, I will agree with you on that too. I've stepped over the bounds with Seth a few times because it's triggered things inside me. But even though I personally have strong dislike for him, I still have empathy for the man and knew like to back off on certain things. But there's certain things I will not overlook. Two things can be true. You can exploit your child and be a huge part of the problem and still love your child and be going through a rough time. All things can be true at once. But I myself have pushed the bounds 100%, admittedly.
Justin on TikTok too.
Yeah. People that were coming in the channel and were active members in multiple channels that you know, aligned with us in one way or another. Hello. I can't hear myself think. What are you doing?
He's singing.
Are you singing? No.
Sound like he's singing.
Trust me, I'm in the government job and they silence people. Oh Lord, Brian, you're freaking me out. All right. Well, y'all want to play the rest of this part? It's only
Yeah, just finish it out.
yeah, because it is going on 10 o'clock and I want to get to the true crime. We got we got the Elijah Vu update and we got some stuff. It was a bit cross-examination. I want to go through that with y'all tonight. So if for any of you that can stay up, that stick up with me, we got to go over Danny's cross-examination. We don't got to watch all of the cross-examine. Did I say cross-examination?
I'm going to speed her up to 2.0 because this is kind of redundancy at this point.
I don't think I said that right. Oh, well, whatever. You know what I mean. We got to watch it.
That's the problem. And you have to sit there.
TBI stands for Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And I try to put myself in all three of them shoes, right? If I were Seth and I saw that in an interview and my kid was missing, if I'm innocent, that's going to bother the fuck out of me. Why do you two not have?
So then why do y'all, do you, this infuriated me so much because this finally, this is an admission from one of them that they would be devastated too.
Who hasn't said they would be devastated if their child was missing? Who hasn't said that, Brittany?
She said all threes shoes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, Illuminati.
Hey, Socks too.
Britt, are you there?
Give me a second, y'all. I'm sorry. I need one moment.
Okay.
And this is when I posted the 3-minute clip of correcting their misinformation. She'll go silent for a few minutes here while she's watching the clip that I posted. I was watching in real time as I posted that. And then this reaction, and I was laughing my ass off. I texted one of my friends and I was like, triggered.
Yeah, I can't believe you said that. I held my
It's
breath. I was
funny.
like, are you kidding me?
What they come back to say after this is hysterical.
What is her ulterior motive to this? What is she thinking? Why is she doing this?
She's playing both sides, in my opinion. But she's doing it. So
Belt bandit. Are you going to be the tree or the grass blade bandit now?
because she's getting clicks and views.
Reality just needs to mute. Somebody needs to mute her.
That's my motto. The truth
Listen to this.
shall set you free. I always stand in my truth. I always say that. But if I'm wrong about something, then I'm going to stand up and I'll admit to it.
Reality, the one that we heard say that the parents hid the body. She stands in her truth. Okay, you stand right in that shit pile you created their reality.
Have I always been that way? No, but I've learned to be a better person, like I've said before, through therapy. I've gotten
I will not ask any further questions about Bandit. Gotcha. I'll just send over 30K.
tools and learn to be a better person. Stand up for myself. Exactly, Marlena. How do you do that?
Probably when nobody can stand up for you but you.
Right. Because I've always let
Absolutely.
everybody walk all over me, browbeat me, mistreat me, abuse me, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to allow it.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
That's a good point there, Marlena.
I'm not in chat, so you have to tell me what the good point is.
If these creators turn on the prophets and their audience follows them, she's going to scream. K-Max says she doesn't watch them. Tiffany Machete. No, there is a motive, in my opinion. She plays other side in the case. She gets rug into BHB appeal. She can see, I see things about both. Or say things about both.
I'm getting smarter by the moment over here listening.
Mine was from learned behavior because as a child, I was the black sheep. Therefore, you know how the black sheep is, not always being picked on, so you didn't have a voice.
I even had the sweater with the little, all the white sheep and the little black sheep in there. Remember that was, oh shoot, who was it? What's her name? Oh, I'm losing my mind.
Oh, I think that happened a long time ago.
What you playing?
Hmm?
Did you play in a movie?
Don't
No,
worry.
from England, the royal family.
Don't worry. She'll be back in a moment when she's done watching my clip that I posted.
Oh, Diana.
Yeah, that's a Diana thing.
You're going to take
I
it.
had,
Oh,
I had the,
You don't
I
have
had the T-shirt,
control.
and my stepmother gave that to me. Can you believe that?
she gave
I got that for Christmas
is that
with
like
a little black sheep on it.
is that
God, somebody's out there driving like a fucking bat out of hell.
like an insult?
You take it as you want.
That's the way I would take it. That's not
That's
nice.
where I took it too. Yeah.
Not nice.
Yep, I got it for Christmas.
All right, sorry, y'all. I had a freaking, we had a crisis. I had to help. Sorry about that.
You're good.
All right. So yeah, what I was saying was here
Crisis averted. Here she comes. Now listen to what she's about to start rolling into.
she just admitted that that would bother the F out of her. Let's just talk for a minute about how aggressive this person is, right?
Let's talk about that.
Or how aggressive most of these people are.
Oh, we're doing the lumping in thing. I like it. Was my clip of your guys' own words aggressive, Brittany? Tell us more.
And you mean to tell me that if their child disappeared and their significant other wouldn't even have a conversation with them, that they wouldn't be upset?
First of all, they're not significant others. That's an ex of a horrific relationship ending, a bad divorce, that they didn't have communication before he went missing, that they've publicly stated that the communication about Sebastian was between Chris and Seth. So that didn't change after Sebastian went missing. Even though Chris reached out to Seth and asked Seth to go on an interview with all three of them, and Seth declined to engage. Again, we played that the other night too. But no, I think this is pretty common, unfortunately.
Or angry? I mean, come on.
Nobody's saying he can't be angry. Nobody's saying that.
And my whole thing is, I'm not saying that I want the Proudfoots and Seth to argue. But what I am saying is,
But Katie and Chris can be angry and have all these emotions just as much as Seth, right? Okay.
it's not our right to tell them, either one of them, if they should be angry or not. How are
Oh,
you going to tell somebody how to feel when their kid's missing?
oh, but you guys have been telling Katie how she's not feeling anything. She's not showing enough emotion. She's not rocking correctly. She's not crying enough. She shouldn't be laughing. You've been telling her that, Brittany.
You can't, to be honest.
And then to say that to outwardly admit that you don't think that they are guilty. Well, if you don't think that they're guilty, or you don't think that Seth has some type of like red flags to lead you to believe that he has some type of potential,
Oh, he's got red flags. Doesn't mean that his red flags lead to the disappearance of his child.
Knowledge of where his child is, then what is your end goal by going after this man and doing the things that you're doing? What's the motive?
Replaying his own words to show how you guys, as creators, opportunists, have twisted and emotionally exploited this man further, even though he has done a lot of it himself and been the lead of the team, is just that. Using their own words to debunk the narratives that you guys are spinning intentionally.
That's what I want to know. And I never get an answer for that at all.
Why I answered you?
Because I can say, like, I would never put guilty on somebody's head without evidence.
Oh, really? But you let your panel do it. I mean, you did back off that, but then you said that all this other shit, and you've been implying that heavily, and you support the very people who have made those implications, and you were proud of Seth for making allegations, but you've never made that, right? Okay, Brittany.
Okay, and they can say 100,000 times that we have said the Proudfoots are guilty. I haven't, and I
I
wouldn't.
haven't either. No, I
I-
Oh, she just listened to my clip.
haven't either.
We don't know that. The only thing that we have done is ask questions about, the red flags that we see. Why?
You just heard, you just got done listening to the clip that I posted, because it was like, within minutes of you taking that crisis averted break. Your panel has accused them of things. Yeah, you pushed back a little bit, but you've let your panel say quite a bit of shit about them. You've let your chat accuse them of things. And again, you support the very people who are accusing them of harming their children.
Why are you whooping him with a belt? Why are you taking his, everything he loves away from him? Why are you mocking
Again, I'm going to set this straight because you fail to acknowledge it, but you say that he's taking everything that Sebastian loves. It didn't start with Chris. Seth also took animals away from Sebastian. Seth has also been accused in court documents, not his, well, and his own words about CPS stuff. Okay.
the way that this poor child smiles and runs and laughs? And
Why is he wearing a diaper?
They don't mock him for that. They called him goofy. That's not mocking a child. Sorry. It's not. Teenagers are goofy.
yeah, forcing him to wear
Adults are goofy. And maybe they weren't forcing him to wear them. Maybe it was for his own protection and his own dignity.
diaper, then get mad at his father for not wanting to make him wear one. Like,
Why are you getting upset he's eating snacks in the middle of the night?
well, allegedly, we don't know. That hasn't been. That one hasn't been confirmed. That's allegedly.
They said they
Trigger warning. Reality is going to win again.
seen him. It had been stated by them. Then he'd get up and they did say.
Yeah, they would catch the containers, the empty containers and stuff. Yeah. It aggravates the snap out of me. I can't stand it. Let me play the rest of this. I just get the amount of backtracking.
The same story when the story
Speaking of backtracking, we have never made any accusations. And then I clipped one and you don't want to talk about that, Britt?
that you're telling has the two of you involved in it.
Well, and I think that's the kind of the danger, right, of the situation, and who, if you're him or if you're Chris and Katie, and who you surround yourself with. Because if you surround yourself with people that are just supporting whatever the fuck you think, whatever the fuck you say, they're going to walk you off the fucking ledge, right? They're
Nope.
gonna walk you off the end of the fucking deep.
Nobody's
Because
doing that.
There is no evidence anybody did anything. He can't provide any evidence of any kind, yet he sits and talks about the evidence. But he doesn't specifically say anything about any evidence. He's sitting here critiquing shit that they've said, just like everybody sits and critiques shit he said. But at the end of the day,
But that's not true. But that's not true. Did you not listen to what he's saying? The man's sitting on a CPS document that freaking from the little bit that we do know, he said that you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And I do got to tell you, I love how they're already twisting that narrative too, right? I'm not necessarily talking about Clue and Cletus here when I say this, but that quote unquote side, they're already coming up with an excuse that if somehow information from that CPS report is released and made public, they're already saying that Seth wrote it, a fake one, right? So
I didn't say that. He stumbled in his interview with his wording and people picked up on it and might have ran with it further from there. He could have made a CPS report. We have no idea who made the CPS report or what the contents of it are, and shouldn't. It's none of our business.
there's going to be
It's not going to be fake. I'm going to tell you all that right now in the
No.
dark side. You need to stop. That they're not
Oh, really? Reality ones you're going to tell us, huh? Listen to this.
fake reports. He had to get an
I'm saying.
attorney to get those reports. Think about that.
well, they're not. They're trying to say that they're trying to say that it's not going to be he's not going to share information from the actual real report that he had to fight to get, but that they're trying to allege that he wrote up a fake one.
Who did that? Who's alleging that he wrote a fake report? He could have filed one. We have no idea who filed reports against who, and we shouldn't. It's to do with a minor.
And anything that comes out, that's what it's going to be. It's basically like dealing with somebody. It's like arguing with your little brother who can't ever be wrong. You know what I mean? Like they are so prideful and they have to be right all the time that they're willing to actually do that type of spin, doctor freaking bullcrap.
So let's talk about spin doctor. Carry on.
No,
You're like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
if a report is leaked, then it's fake and he must have written it up because he slipped or fumbled over his words and it made it sound like he's
Again, name names because I have never said that. And you started off this live stream trying to address me and letting Nana address me. So you better have facts behind what you're saying and be able to name fucking names, Brittany.
said it's bullcrap. It's so stupid.
it is.
It's really stupid. Instead, you need to look at who's on the other end of this whole thing and realize that it's a 15-year-old kid. And we do, regardless of what comes out or not, we know there are multiple CPS calls and one as early as a month ago.
We know that there's multiple CPS records and one as of early.
before, or not a month ago, but a month before he disappeared.
January.
Yeah, January 23rd.
But there were multiple reports. So
Wait a
more
minute.
than
Hold on a
one.
minute. Hold on.
And again, failing to realize that multiple parties have said this.
No. Yep, that's not true. The record should be a non-issue. To be honest, there is no proof they were even found it.
Yep is correct on that.
Okay, you have a kid. You have multiple CPS calls to that home. Yep.
And I'm going to tell you this right. Hold on a second. I'm going to tell you this
Listen to this. This is what I'm saying. Fuck this.
right now. Christopher has records in New Mexico and in California. So there's multiple other than in Tennessee. Out of Seth's own mouth, he's a child abuser. CP is a child abuser. Per those CPS records.
She lets Reality Wins call Chris a child abuser. We don't know the contents of any reports. There's been no charges filed whatsoever.
Records and the information he has read on his own. Think about it. Use logic, please.
I'm going to use logic right quick once again. And I'm going to take you guys over here. Because if you want to use logic on that side, then we're going to go use logic right here. This is from Bullhorn Betty's.
He's just not here. I don't know where he's at. I don't know where my son is.
And I want to remind you that Brittany sat by and let Reality Wins say that. Once again, sorry, hold on. Let me trying to speed this up.
I can't even imagine. It's so hard for me to try, and I'm trying to stay away from the drama during the interview, but some days it's just so hard for me to understand how people could be mean to this man. I don't get it. I don't know if I really don't know if I will quite, ever get that. I'm just.
Why we lose our minds once in a while.
Yeah. Okay. So this is.
My house is not a home. He should be here. School's already out. He should be here. Enjoying.
And I backed it up a little bit so they can have full context of the upcoming statements. Because I know that context and comprehension are things that they lack over there all the time.
Summer break.
He sure did, the bully.
He was going to be moving into your house this time. Like he was supposed to be coming to you and living with you full time, like right about now.
Several days ago. 2 weeks ago. He'd have been here. He'd have been out of that situation and he'd never have to go back.
Now, this is kind of another dovetail. You had received reports. I know you can't discuss the reports. Maybe you can answer this. Were you shocked about what you read in the reports? Can you answer that?
Yeah. I was.
Hello, Moto. Okay. And I know that.
Shocked more when my name's not on any of the reports because they didn't bother to call me.
Yeah, and that's been a because you had. I mean, I want the audience to understand.
Maybe these reports have nothing to do with any of the parents. Has anybody ever thought about that? Has anybody ever thought about that? That the parents weren't the ones that this was in regards to? There's another possibility, but carry on.
Hello, Moto.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, Betty, I think it was just as big of a shock as to the fact that they didn't notify him as to what was inside those reports.
Yeah, I have a problem with that too. I don't know, a father that has joint custody, I don't understand why he wouldn't be immediately notified unless that information was withheld from the Department of Children and Family Services. Sometimes they don't have those details.
I mean, obviously, they would have had that detail because there's a custody agreement that they could have found. And if he's got joint custody, such as you said, and there's been previous reports that he knew about, they knew about him.
And if he had no custody whatsoever, no custodial rights, is the only way it makes sense to me.
Right. And he had to hire an attorney to go get those records, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Yeah.
I did have to hire an attorney to get those records pushed through to get to me. The only thing I can say to those records is that there is a statement stating that the only place he felt safe was here.
I don't want you getting yourself into a legal quagmire. So I'll let you speak about what you're comfortable speaking about, but just
We don't have any idea what the contents of those reports are, and it's frankly none of our business. This is in regards to a minor. Children cannot consent. And he has continually released information that the public shouldn't have known.
I can't really mention anything about him. You know, Lord help me if DCS contacts my attorney one more time. I'd already told her what to do if they contact her one more time. I'm not speaking about them. I'm not giving them out to anybody.
right.
You know.
So what changed? What changed?
Yeah, and you're not doing anything to violate the confidentiality. You're happy to have those reports. At the end of the day, you now know what happened or what is alleged to have happened, at least for whatever incidences those cover.
It's more insight. It's more insight in figuring out what was going on, because it's obvious that the communication that was given to me wasn't proper communication.
Have you ever been?
Did you notice he's not making allegations of abuse? He's saying that the insight. Let's play this a little further.
Contacted by DCS at all? Ever in the past?
Not
Related
here.
person?
Not here. I'd had it at CPS in California.
Oh.
And can you
Oh, wait. So according to Reality Wins, because Chris acknowledged that there was CPS interaction that made him a child abuser, right? Well, what about Seth? Seth had CPS involvement in California. Does that make him automatically a child abuser too? Reality Wins?
share what that was related to, or is that?
My son went to school and told his teacher that I beat his ass. And when CPS showed up, I was like, I told him to clean his room. I was going to bust his butt. Did you bust his butt? No, he cleaned his room.
Mm-hmm.
There was the threat of a butt whooping.
There was the threat of a butt whooping. So we think that he just made those threats, right? Reality Wins. Again, I'm just using your guys' logic back at you for a moment here. Because if it automatically means, because Chris acknowledged that there had been CPS interaction, that he's a child abuser, then what about Seth? Reality Wins. Brittany, since you allowed that to be said on your panel.
Right.
You know? And he was like, well, he said that you were going to beat him. And I'm like, wow, okay. So when he came home, I literally turned on Mortal Kombat and I turned the blood action on. And I showed him what a beatdown was.
Oh.
Through video games. I was like, you see all that blood and everything, son? That's a beatdown. I was going to bust your butt. Mm-hmm. Come on. Really? And he was like, I'm sorry, Dad. And I'm like, there's no reason to be sorry. It's educate yourself on the verbiage and the words that you use.
Educate yourself on the verbiage.
Because you can blow things out of proportion and not even realize what you're doing. So.
Oh, wait a moment. So it was blown out of proportion when allegations were made against Seth, right? But because Chris said similar, it's a lie, right? It's a lie, right? You see how this flip-floppy, wish-washy bullshit works? That's why, in my personal opinion, that's none of our business. Yep. This is to 6-7-year-olds. Yep.
Do you think that might, because of some of these things in the past where he did blow them out of proportion, do you think that, maybe some of these things were either blown out of proportion or do you believe that, because that was a long time ago when he was in California, how old was he? Like 7, 8?
Most of those were, he wasn't. It was, I want to say 5 or 6.
Gotcha.
Oh, excuse me. 5 or 6. That made it worse.
Gotcha.
So he was only going to school for a half a day.
Gotcha.
And he told him he needed to educate himself on the verbiage he used. Okay.
Which was only a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you about this because I didn't quite hear this, but my audience and my mods had brought it up to me that you had indicated that your son had some type of brain ailment that you guys learned of.
I think you got the point of the back and forth right there. We'll go back to this.
So according to, yep, I'm trying to, I'm going to have to disagree with you, yep, and I'll tell you why.
They're not
I'm going to tell
unfounded.
you why.
Mel, it's interesting that you picked up on that. I've wondered that myself. There's a lot of things that they want to throw against one side, but then refuse to acknowledge that the same similar things have happened on the other side and been talked about in the very same fashion. But Brittany just sat there and let Reality Wins accuse Chris of being a child abuser based on hearsay, rumors, and speculation. Okay.
I disagree with it being a non-issue. You have a child who went missing on the night of February 25th, early morning hours of the 26th. Okay. You have a CPS report that was made exactly 1 month prior to that. I absolutely think that that should be an issue because that is a red flag.
If it is an issue, law enforcement will be handling it. It's not an issue for random people on YouTube. Law enforcement will be handling that. And if it was an issue, if there was allegations and proof of abuse, there would be charges, in my opinion. Maybe that will come later. We don't know. Law enforcement is investigating the disappearance of Sebastian.
Something was obviously going on in that house for that kid to feel like he needed to reach out to his teacher. And then you have his father who says that when he was getting ready to go home, he would cry about having to go home.
And before, he said that he had no indication that anything was going on. So when did that come into play? Because the original interviews was, no, he didn't know. He didn't tell him anything. Oh, do you need proof of that too, Brittany? You can listen to it on Betty's, T-Rev's, Pascal's.
But we don't know the contents that they were founded even. Now, that's true. None of us know. We don't know what was within that report or,
Because in my opinion, CP lied.
LFT. It's the easiest thing for her to formulate. Nonsense is an asshole. I'm cool with, I call myself that.
To the CPS. That's why they're unfounded, and that's why nothing supposedly had happened, but we don't know because CP has not been at that house for the month of February. Out of his own mouth, he said it.
Let me ask y'all this. If that CPS report, if that CPS call was merely Sebastian being an angry 15-year-old that was mad he was in trouble, as Chris said, then why would Chris and Katie hide that from Seth? That's what I got to ask.
We don't know if it was hidden from Seth, do we?
If it was such a non-issue, why would they hide that from his own father? Wouldn't they just say, Sebastian called 911, or he went to his teacher complaining about Chris, we don't know what to do, but, I'm sorry that, this is happening, but that's, you know what I mean? You would not feel the need to hide that from Seth. He knew nothing about it.
We don't know that as fact.
I don't need to chill. I'm just tired of people not using their brain and putting it together.
Reality Wins is just tired. She doesn't need to chill. She's just tired of us not putting it together and making blatant false accusations, defamatory, slanderous allegations against the parents of a missing child.
Seth got an attorney to get those records because he did not even know anything about them until on Alive.
Seth had to get an attorney to get access to those because they were sealed.
That's how,
because they protect minors' privacy.
How he found out.
Exactly, hot mess.
Acknowledging that he didn't know anything about this. Wait, but I thought he was crying every time he had to go home. If Seth was aware that there was issues, why wasn't he? Oh, wait, you don't want to go down that road, do you?
I can't help but think about that. Like, what is it? If it was such a little thing, why not let his Seth know about it? I don't know. I don't know why Seth would say we wouldn't be able to sleep at night, but he did.
I'm with you, hot mess. I do trust and believe. I can put it all together. I wasn't born last night.
Her panel, and she allows this over and over and over again. She fosters this. She doesn't shut it down. She doesn't push back. She doesn't say we're not going to do that. She lets it roll. And then she'll say, I didn't do it. I didn't say it. I don't allow that. Oh.
All right, let's see.
I no need to go in and edit it because I've got the full thing recorded already. You're welcome.
Yeah. All right,
There
let
is
me.
something more to this, Brittany, but we just have to wait. I mean, it's going to come out. It is going to
Okay.
come out.
You're right, Nana. You're absolutely correct. I'm just gonna take a deep breath. I know the
It's
truth is
okay. Reality, it's okay.
hmm
It's okay.
I'm passionate because
Austin Dexter wants treats again.
I want to know where Sebastian is. I want to know what happened to him. And he lived in a very abusive environment, in my opinion.
Another hefty allegation. He lived in a very abusive environment. Now, did he? Did he?
He didn't deserve all what was happening to him.
I know, right? A hot mess. Then after what Seth read, the conclusion he came to says all I need to know. All right, hold on a second.
Oh, there's Yvette.
The bully. The funny thing is, too, is I feel like I'm being petty by slapping them in the face with the facts and, statements that have already been made that they're trying to twist and turn and intentionally ignore. And it's not even petty. It's just fact checking the dumb bitches. But they'll call it bullying and picking on them.
Hi, honey.
No.
How you doing?
No, it must have got lost. We must have got lost as one of she's with us. I don't think she was trying to be rude to reality. You feel the same way as we do. All
I
right,
don't
let's-
think she was being rude. I think she's just trying
No.
to get
Right, MJ? Right. Good to see you, by the way.
to come back down to a level that I need to be at. I understand what she's saying.
And yes, Rody Gal's correct too. 100%. 100%. I have a feeling that
Shit, my Helen's in here. Hey. Tell my little one I said hi.
all will be revealed soon enough. We have to keep the faith. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's
Mhm.
all going to come out.
Absolutely.
Everything. It always does. It always does.
Said don't necessarily mean a fucking thing about what they did or didn't fucking do, or what part they had or didn't have in the shit. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So like that's again one of them things where I'm sitting here going like, people need to be careful what they fucking just sit there and support in terms of his feelings. Because you're sort of self-perpetuating the mob.
Right. Oh my goodness, Cletus.
You
You're
believe that?
self-perpetuating the mob. Y'all, did I not just tell y'all, in my humble opinion, she's one of the main people that started this whole mob, hate Seth mob?
Can we say it? The hypocrisy.
Yes, ask anybody. Ask anybody who's not.
They're talking about a hate Seth mob, meanwhile making blatant accusations of abuse against Chris Proudfoot, calling Chris Proudfoot an abuser. And then Reality Wins has the audacity, the cojones, the big balls to say the hypocrisy. That's a big word for you. I think you stick to things like hiding bodies and child abuse allegations. That's your typical hypocrisy is a big one for you. Again, pot meat kettle.
Freaking, bias. Who are some of the main people that have started this hate campaign and continue to perpetuate it against
And what
Seth
has it
Rogers?
done?
And she's going to be right at the top.
And what good has it done? What good has it done anybody? What good has it done Sebastian? What good has it done any of these kids? It's
No, it's
not.
just caused more hate.
Yep.
It's caused a lot more hate. That's all it's done. And actually, to be honest with you, like even for us over here, people that I thought were loyal members of the channel and stuff, just completely like it's not like you can just have a different opinion. That's what I hate so much about it. You can't just change your opinion or decide, well, maybe this isn't what happened. It can't just stop there. It's got to be, now I'm against you entirely.
Let's talk about painting narratives. Let's talk about the allegations that Sweetie Pilo came out from a anonymous source. Allegations of SA against Chris Proudfoot. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the hate campaign against Chris Proudfoot. Let's talk about the intentional recording of phone calls and then leaking them on days that he had custody hearings with his ex. Let's talk about intentional interviews given with his ex, who has nothing to do with the disappearance of Sebastian whatsoever. Completely two separate situations.
So
Since
it's an easy
when?
way to split it's easy way to split who's against who and who hates who and that kind of thing. It's an easy way to do it. It's, if you'll notice, it's been drawn down the middle that way from the word go.
Yep.
And those that waver on the fence are those that will come back.
Sweetie Pilo, April, I think 10th or 11th, made allegations from an anonymous source about 2 people, and come to find out that source of her information was Seth Rogers. Her and Donna had been talking to Seth, and he'd been telling them these stories. Yeah.
Back to specific channel holders or whatever and play fair, play kind and all that stuff for a little while until something else that somebody does makes them upset again. And then they're, it's trash central all over again. So it's not even about the case itself. It's not even having
And if you want to watch that in real time, April 11th is the video that I covered that.
the narrative that they pick one side or the other, which in my opinion is ridiculous that there's sides.
Mhm.
There should never be a side, period. But that's where this fosters from. And it's all because of difference of opinions. And when you really step back and think about it,
Yep.
it's difference of opinions of the way that the case has gone.
No, I'm sorry. This is a lot further than differences of opinions.
It's people have gotten close to certain family members. It's those kind of things again to where.
Meanwhile, you're talking to somebody who got close to a family member and is completely intentionally being blind to the bullshit again, it's intentional. Never mind.
We have people on with blinders on all across YouTube, just like in Quentin's case, the same situation. I know of a case where the parents have been just absolutely browbeat, and law enforcement has publicly said that they are not.
Uh-oh. We lost you, Missiles.
Oh, they're not suspects like Katie and Chris, that they've been fully cooperative, that there's no evidence of foul play. Oh shit. Browbeat like Katie and Chris and even Seth. They haven't named a suspect, but Seth is coming out here and telling people publicly he's a suspect. Vinny even corrected him the other night, said law enforcement hasn't named a suspect. Okay.
Muscles, come back. Come back to me, love.
Mel, we haven't had new info in 6.5 months.
We'll just wait until it comes back in.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that because she was
on a
making
roll.
some sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's on a roll.
She was
Can you hear
making
me?
lots of good sense. There you go. There you're back now. It went
Lord, I
out.
don't know what happened. Sorry.
You said you know some parents that are browbeat, even though law enforcement has continuously, and then it went out.
Yes, they continuously stated that they're, they're not clear, but they're not being looked at either, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And then, then we have the same crowd who browbeat those parents to death
Oh, my
for a long
Lord.
time, and then taking a turn and say, people, then they bring up those people that they're talking about that they weren't first, they were the guilty ones.
The very people she mods for, Spanky, Brittany.
Saying this at one time, you know what I mean? Like they take a different stance on it, and it becomes, I'm rooting for.
Wasn't Dolly against the Wells family and then buddied up to them and back and forth? Hasn't that happened a bunch with the Wells too?
Parents now because everybody else is against them when nobody else has ever really been against these parents. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's me.
Oh,
It just
Lord.
doesn't.
Oh, this isn't against these parents, right? This isn't accusing them of being child abusers, isn't being against the parents. Okay, gotcha.
However, it does. I do have to say, and I'm going to be quiet and shut up and let y'all go, but I think it all goes back to what I see as the perpetual problem in every relationship, and that's internet relationships, marriages, friendships, whatever, is communication. It all goes back to that one friggin' word, communication, and how we
No, I'm sorry. You're missing the bigger picture here. This is called exploitation. This is called, some people have made it a career to kick people at their worst times, and they get away with it. And laws will change. Thank God we have amazing people out here like Lawyer Mystery Maven who really truly know how to advocate for victims. They're not assholes like myself who don't claim to be advocates. They truly do the work and stand for victims. And I have 100% confidence that laws will change and catch up eventually. It might be by the time I meet you, but they sure as fuck will.
see the other person's ability to communicate it accurately, thoroughly, whatever, and or being open-minded, mature enough to receive somebody's difference of opinions.
Yep.
Oh, if we're not open-minded to the speculations, rumors, and theories, we're immature and not open-minded. Oh my God. Shit's getting deep.
Do I support your channel? Absolutely, I do. Do I support everything that's always said on this channel? No. You know that. We talk about it. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's called maturity.
I wouldn't expect you to. That's
absolutely.
It's
dialogue, right? And that's what you have to have is a respectful.
No, respect is earned, not freely given. Sorry. I live in a different world. that victims deserve their voices and their stories and justice. You guys like to strip them of their dignity. We're different. And I'm okay with that.
Open dialogue. And I think that's the key to all of it is respectful communication.
You just said it.
And
Say it again.
acknowledging the other people's opinions, their backgrounds, where they came from, the situations they've been, their viewpoints. All those things are important, right? And if we can never give anybody the respect, then how do we expect to receive respect, for one?
I don't give a fuck if you respect me or not. I wouldn't want to sit with you, nor do I want your respect, because if you can't see the harm that you're doing to victims and their families and their stories, no, sorry. It's a no-go for me. If you can't respect victims and their stories and are making excuses for the people you you just sat there on panel as this woman accused somebody of child abuse, being an abuser with no proof. Okay.
Different perspectives is what makes our discussions interesting. It's what makes people come back to the channel. It's what makes people come back to cases. It's what makes people surround themselves with the case itself and get so emotional. So it's a catch-22. They have to figure out how to level it out, I think, a lot of times too, because you can get over emotional about it too. And I understand that too, and say things that you may regret later. You know what I mean? And I think just being open-minded. And if you disagree with somebody or a perspective that they're bringing to the table, I think it's worth actually saying and encouraging some kind of empathy or showing some sort of respect and actively listening. The Lord gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we should do 10 times more listening than we do speaking. And I think if people can take a deep breath and a step back a lot and listen to the things and maybe go back and watch their own lives or watch themselves on a panel, whatever. God knows I'll do it and hate every word I said, but it's just the facts of life. If you go back and you actively listen to somebody else's perspective and say, well, I don't really believe that, but here's my opinion. Or, I don't really think that way, but let me tell you why I have a difference of opinion. I think that's what the backwards and forth is about. And you become a little bit more level-headed and it becomes a more level conversation, not a screaming match, not a fussing match, not a I'm right, you're wrong, stomping my fist, stomping my feet type temperature.
This isn't about being right or wrong. This is called victims deserve dignity.
Temper tantrums that we see a lot. It's just taking a moment. Do we get emotional? Sure. If we weren't emotional, we probably wouldn't be here watching these kind of things day in and day out, right? We wouldn't be involved in this situation. Emotions are good. And I think emotions can be great.
Brittany's agreeing with this. Oh my God.
I think it's the way that you communicate your emotions. I think it's the just absolutely slamming a person for saying, I can't believe you think that way. You're stupid. You're wrong. That's terrible to say about any human being, period. Imagine talking to your children that way. I think a lot of times when I get ready to open my mouth.
Imagine accusing a parent of a missing child of child abuse with no proof. And then being concerned about us calling you fucking idiots.
I say, what would, if this was me talking to my son, what would I say to him right now? It really makes you step back and take a deep breath pretty quick. And kind of makes you feel like, giving them more of a constructive dialogue as opposed to an attacking dialogue, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I say all that to say, just have some respect for each other. Communication is where every freaking thing falters every single time.
Respect is earned, once again, not due.
Can all be drugged back to, she said this about me and she said that about me, or the way they said this about me and this kind of thing. I think that's the other problem is it's about me. It's about It's not about any of us. It ain't about a damn one of us. Not one of us.
Exactly.
That I agree with her on. But you notice how Brittany had just twisted it up and said that, loyal followers of hers.
You're right. It's about the 15-year-old kid.
That's right.
Who was failed, in my opinion, and forgive me. But if this poor child was reaching out for help and, was just ignored on all fronts, then he was failed.
Where did that come from? Where did it come from that he was ignored? He was reaching out for help, but he was ignored. Where did that come from? Where's the proof of that? Oh, did you talk to one of his teachers? Did she break confidentiality and come tell you guys all that he was reaching out for help and all the stuff that he was saying? Again, children cannot consent. So you're telling me that a teacher came out and told all of you, right? That he was asking for help and what he was asking for?
And that breaks my heart.
Absolutely.
Oh God, I don't know. I do think that a lot of us, even people that I may not necessarily care for, do get emotionally invested into it, but you're absolutely right. It should never get to the point where, somebody's like, oh, well, I think he shows red flags and then, somebody else jumped down the other person's throat because of that.
Yeah.
Some cases we can do that. And other.
You just allowed the parents of a missing child to be called child abusers with no proof. You've let that same fucking dumb bitch say that they hid a body, that the parents hid a body on your panel. Are you?
For whatever reason, we can't. And I don't know why.
Well, and I think a lot of times it just comes to personal feelings as opposed to actually the situation. Unfortunately, I think it's the communication piece again. You know what I mean? Just go back to,
Yep.
I can't stand this person because they said this or that, or because they do this or that, instead of finding common ground and figuring out how we build a bridge. I get that nobody's.
I don't build bridges. I burn those motherfuckers to the ground because I don't want to sit by people like you that think that this is okay to do to a minor and a minor's dignity and the family of the minor with no proof that they're involved in his disappearance whatsoever until law enforcement says otherwise. And even then, no, I'm not going to feel guilty. Even if one of them was charged with something, I'm not going to feel guilty because until law enforcement says that there's evidence, actual factual evidence, no, we have no indication of what happened to Sebastian. And that's where it stands. We live in America. It is innocent until proven guilty. These rumors, theories, speculations off of bullshit. And sadly, even if one of their kids went missing and if they had this done to them, I'd push back. I'd push back and do the exact same thing, even though I don't like them, because victims deserve better.
Is going to be happy and we're going to live on top of it. It's all going to be glitters and rainbows. I understand that. It's not meant to be that way. The world's not meant to be that way. But I think it is worth giving somebody, and I've heard you say it a time or two, Brittany, to people. I've heard a couple of people who maybe don't, maybe oppose you say it a time or two. And I think if we could ever figure out how to marry it together in that we say, I'll give her credit. She did say this, or I'll, I have to stand and agree with her on this. I think that's important that we at least say that and recognize it. Not that it's going to build a.
Yeah, she could be great, except for she sits in mods for the very people who have done a lot of accusing of this family and painting narratives against this family with no proof.
Harmonious relationship, but can it not build a civil conversation where we can actually do something positive for the greater good of these cases and these victims? I think that's the thing that's, if you're going to spread awareness, let's spread it in a positive. Not that a kid's missing is not positive, don't be wrong, but spread it in a positive way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think that's important. If we could ever figure it out. And is it ever going to happen? No, it's not. We're going to have the same conversation in 20 years. We'll be sitting here having the same one. It's just the way it is. It's people and it's life. But
no, we won't, because laws will change.
I think sometimes we just have to stop and take a deep breath and remind ourselves what we're truly here for. It's just important.
100%. Very well said.
All right, I'm going.
And the wisdom comes out. I love it. I love you. You're so
I love you guys. See you later.
Thank you. Thank you, my folks.
You're welcome.
Holly S., I appreciate that very much. I think they did post the link. If somebody could pop that iPhone link in chat, it'd be greatly appreciated. But I thank you so much for the $1.99. A few of the creators started attacking somebody so far below the belt nasty that it makes you want to defend them, and you're angry 100%. And you know what I say about
poor creators, right? People push back on the creators' own words. Meanwhile, people like this sit on panels calling the parents child abusers with zero proof.
That I'm with Muscles, and for the most part, I can do that with other people easily. I would gladly try to reach across the aisle. But with some, it's just too much water under the bridge. But even with them, I do not have to fight with these people. We don't have, I could peacefully go my own way. And to be honest, y'all know my channel don't thrive with drama. Drama doesn't bode us well over here at all. There's some people that can resort to it. And
meanwhile, you use this entire thing of what I was saying about Mandy and Spanky to come on your backup channel because you were so triggered by what I was pushing back on with Mandy and Justin. Drama doesn't do you well, but you built a whole backup channel for drama. Okay, Brittany. All right.
It puts food on their table. It doesn't for me.
It puts food on our table, but doesn't for her. Meanwhile, this is her career, and the rest of us, most of us, have jobs. Okay.
At all. So, and not only that,
it doesn't put food on our table at all. Okay.
Yeah, like it don't feel good. It never feels good. But as far as this, like, you can't just sit there and go and accuse this man and just the things that have been said about Seth Rogers.
Do you hear what she goes right back into? Good night, thank you, mods. Everybody my mods are the best. I know everybody says that, but I truly these people have such a special place to me. All of them. They make me check myself. They all have different personalities. Some come in here and like push back on me and it cracks me up. Like, yeah, I'm super thankful for the people in here. Do you hear how she just did that? She agrees with everything Muscles says. And then she says, poor Seth. Meanwhile, she just let Reality call Chris a child abuser with no proof. I
Could cost him his job.
could cost him his job. Meanwhile, allegations that were made against Chris could have been life altering. Life altering.
Could cost him relationships.
Mm.
I mean, could completely rip his world apart.
But the rumors about Katie having an affair, Chris having an affair that y'all ran with, those aren't potentially life-changing. She's not even talking about out of her mouth anymore, Jenna. She's talking out of her fucking ass.
Even more. And I just don't, you know what I mean? Like you.
Those
Why?
are valid points. Valid points, Brittany.
Psycho cunt. Most of the time, no. Sometimes because most of us agree, but there is people pushback. My mom check me all the time on shit. It's actually kind of funny. Sometimes we get a little echo chamber-ish because we all agree that victims and their families deserve better.
People need to think about that.
Yes. And remember, like muscles has the quote come from,
I know it was psycho cunt, but it can be sometimes an echo chamber in here because a lot of us do agree. That's why people are here, is because they want better for the victims and they can't stand this shit.
I got the quote from her, and I'm going to say it again. When someone shows you who they are, you believe it. You believe them. And keep that in your mind. You know what I mean? No matter, I'm not saying people can't change, but you don't go from chopping it up in court with the parents to the next week.
What's that saying about first impressions?
Brittany, you started off the stream by calling Tony Mathis an asshole. And going to push back on him and Seth and what they were doing. Within 15, 20 minutes, Seth was in your chat, got pissed off at you, started pushing back on you, went and got Tony. Tony came rolling in, came up on your panel. Your panel guest denied that you called him an asshole. Then you started eating out of his hand. But you're worried about somebody else flip-flopping? Stay in your lane. You're swerving all over.
Right. It
No,
just,
you don't have to know that one. First impressions. They're lasting.
Yep.
When you first meet somebody, you get that feeling if they're going to be.
Oh, Saturday. I agree with her too, but she has no business pointing it out with anybody else.
A good person.
look, y'all. Yep. Hold on, I'll give her to you in just a second. All right, y'all. Well, it's 10:30. We got some true crime to do. For those of you, to my night owls that can stay up with me, I'm gonna go get me something. Like, I haven't ate dinner and I feel nauseous, so I'm gonna go try to find something quick and least, I don't know. It's so late, so I'm gonna go find something that is not too bad. Kristen said she's gonna try. Drop a 1 in chat if you're gonna try to hang out with us tonight on the main channel. And to those of you that aren't members, tonight's live is not going to be a members only over on the main channel. It will be open. So, and yes, I'm going to go ahead and say this too. It's absolutely going to be a multiple cases. If to the people that get upset about that, I'm not apologizing for covering multiple cases. I'm not even sure if that's exactly what's wrong.
It has nothing to do with covering multiple cases at once.
Why you're mad about that, but I know I know they got mad at Justin and Mandy for comparing cases. I don't find anything wrong with comparing similarities between cases. It's their channel.
You're not a trained professional, and comparing a missing child to a murdered toddler doesn't even work. It's disgusting, and it diminishes people continuing to look for Sebastian, and it's dangerous because Sebastian could be out there, and it's causing people to stop looking for him because of these things. And at the end of it, both of their stories are important, and they both deserve dignity and their voices to be heard. And diminishing them by comparing them and lumping them together because you want to paint a narrative against Katie doesn't work.
Channel. Just like these people can cover what they want to cover, we're going to cover what we want to cover. And as long as it's respectful, then that's our prerogative.
Respectful, such as making blatant allegations against the parents of the missing child that you claim you didn't do and I've now allowed to happen multiple times. Okay.
Nobody else is. People are just miserable.
I'm miserable. I'm just 100% the most miserable bitch.
Imagine spending all your time looking at what other people are doing and worrying and trying to, like, I don't know. I'd like to ask.
Anybody want to help her here? Imagine spending all your time looking at what other people do. Meanwhile, they are obsessed with every move that Chris and Katie, the parents of a missing child, make. And Seth, too. People on the other side are obsessed about Seth. The shit that flies out of her fucking mouth is unreal.
Ask nonsense. What's your goal?
Ask nonsense. What's my goal? Let's take that back a second. I got a simple fucking answer for you.
Imagine spending all your time looking at what other people are doing and worrying and trying to, like, I don't know. I'd like to ask nonsense. What's your goal?
My goal is to see laws change to protect the victims and their rights and their voices and their stories and their families. My goal is to continue to acknowledge that we live in the United States of America and people are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. My goal is to continue to push back on assholes like you that exploit victims and their families at their worst times with the facts that we know from investigative agencies, professionals. My goal is to make a mockery of your dumb fucking ass. And in the meantime, continue to say that victims and their families deserve dignity. They deserve to be treated with such until there is evidence of any type of guilt by law enforcement. You just happen to make it really fucking easy for me to make a mockery of you. You think that I think I'm so much better than you? No, it's because you make yourself look like a blubbering fucking idiot on the daily. I didn't even really talk about you except for the fact that you allow shitty things to be said all the time and you take no accountability for, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't say it. While associating yourself with the Mensa panel. I know somebody asked earlier if they call themselves that. No, I call them that because they think they're so fucking smart. They're better than law enforcement. That's sarcastic as hell. That's my goal. Any other questions, Brittany? I think anybody in the chat could have probably answered that for me. Because people over here know what we stand for. The island has always stood for the same things. Acknowledging that victims, there's never going to be a perfect victim. That each individual victim deserves to have their story told. To not be lumped into every other victim. Each victim has a different story. It's also really important to me and other people that the victims are remembered. The victims' stories are remembered. Because most of you can tell me everything about perpetrators, but nothing about the victims.
Muscles,
goodness.
you're not.
Are you
Muscles, you're
kidding
not.
me? I think
You're very wise. Very
think,
wise.
oh, I like your new picture. Look at that.
Woo
That's
woo.
your beautiful new picture. I think I look at Muscles as like the female Mr. Miyagi. Does that make sense?
Sheila, you might have missed it. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on a project right now to clip some of their narratives and allegations against the Quentin Simon, the people surrounding that case, compared to the testimony of what we've actually learned. That's one of the projects I'm working on right now. I've got multiple projects going. You guys know how I'm all over the place, but I've got that in timeline stuff that I'm working on right now. But I think it's important because me and Am have talked about how it's interfering when you hear, like, in testimony what was actually happening and the fact that these people were wasting resources by being out there harassing these people when law enforcement all along knew what was going on, but they were wasting resources with the fuckery that they were doing in that neighborhood and painting narratives to amp up a mob of hate. I mean, it's just wild.
Like,
very wise.
Very, very wise, very patient, very still and calm. And and yes, absolutely. Totally
you.
loved. Very
She's
well loved
logical.
here.
Yep, logical.
I would not trade you for anybody else, Muscles. And I would.
Cam, I'm just going to tell you, I hated everybody. I mean, you guys know I'm an equal opportunity hater. I don't like most people. But that's when I met a lot of people. We were covering another side of it. The case that I was covering, well, it wasn't even a case. Again, it wasn't a true crime case. It was an unfortunate Marine veteran by the name of Marvon McCray attempted to take his life, and they targeted his wife. His family was from Savannah, Georgia, his biologic family. And Justin and Molly used the opportunity of Quentin Simon to go down there with Betty and announce to their audiences that Marvon had passed away, and he had not. And then they lied and manipulated people into all sorts of stuff. And then they carried on the lies for months and months. They still attack her. And she was cleared by numerous agencies. It was never a true crime case. It was an unfortunate event. You don't even have to like her or agree with her or anything like that. But following the facts, it didn't lead there. But the Quentin Simon piece of it, holy shit, was horrifying.
Be devastating. It would, if God don't ever leave me, it would be a devastating loss. I love my Muscle. She has been, how long have you been with me, Muscle? You've been with me for a long time now.
So you've got a great community, and you do got some great mods, just like Justin.
Oh yeah, some amazing people here. Amazing. All the subscribers and the moderators. You guys are, I love being here with y'all and hanging out and talking cases and everything under.
And the other crazy part that I'll add to that about Marvon, they exploited Marvon's family. Yes, Marvon's biologic family was a part of the chaos that absolutely was caused. They were a part of the circus that perpetuated these stories, just like we're watching with Seth. But they weaponized their trauma and announced things, and then used fake sources such as SNBC 13 and a $2 super sticker. They announced it one night, and then the next day they were out there protesting, and they didn't have a source. So the next thing you know, an SNBC 13 article is created by somebody. And somebody said that in Justin's chat, Spanky. Justin, Justice for All, Clutch Them Pearls, Sweet Tea, Hey Sweet Tea, or whatever his channels are. He pins the $2 super chat and goes over, yells at Molly Golightly, and says, SNBC 13 confirmed he passed away. Molly goes over as Betty's live streaming outside Quentin Simon's house and says, it's confirmed Marvon McCray has passed away. They weren't even taking the family's phone calls when the family, Letitia and Wynette, were trying to get a hold of them. They were too busy playing games and saying shit online for their audiences. It was horrifying. And Marvon didn't celebrate his birthday because they were in the Jehovah's Witness faith, on and off, but he didn't celebrate his birthday. But that was his birthday weekend. They went down there to celebrate his birthday with his biological family, and that's what the fucking shit they did, on top of exploiting Quentin Simon's case at the same time. Justin was the one that played the screaming, crying baby music. Yep. All of that happened. Pickle, 100%. Every bit of it. And you can fact check me. It's all on my page. It's all still up. The source of the rumors, all of it. They did so much damage to so many families at the same time. I mean, they kept her. Oh, it just makes me sick.
To the sun, whatever we want to talk about. Wax on, wax off. Muscles. All right. I'm going to end this one out. I'll set up the other one. Y'all be looking for it. The other one should go up in a few minutes.
You go eat first.
Yeah, I am, but I am going to go ahead and schedule it. Go ahead and get it scheduled. But yeah, and I don't think, because I noticed I hate just sitting there watching. So we'll try to skip through tonight and do a little more talking than just sitting and watching. Because when we do that, it just makes me sleepy. And
yeah, it was truly horrifying. I'm going to speed it up. We're almost out. Thankfully, we're done. But
anyway, I love you guys, and thank you for joining me tonight and listening to me fumble over my words. These particular live streams make me extremely nervous because I'm being extra careful on what I'm saying.
This was extra careful. Can you imagine when she's not being extra careful?
And I don't, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to incite a hate mob, and I'm mindful of that. So I'm sitting there trying to think about it, and it makes me nervous. So that's,
I'm sure me replaying her words and correcting her will be inciting a hate mob, won't it, Brittany? You'll find a way of playing the victim, right, Britt? You're good at that. That's kind of your shtick.
Apologize that I struggle putting things into words, but anyway, reality. Thank you for joining me, Nana. I appreciate y'all.
Love you, Britt.
Love
You
ya.
too. I will
See you
see
later.
y'all.
Thank you for coming up here and making blatant allegations against the parents of a missing child with no proof and me allowing you to do it.
Okay.
See y'all in about 30 minutes. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
You guys, if you don't mind on your way out, please do me a favor. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Pink. Thank you to everyone that became a member tonight. To the people that are listening that aren't, I apologize. I know that I feel horrible, but I just don't want I don't want to fight. I don't feel like fighting with anybody. I just wanted to make my point and leave it at that, All right. Anyway, I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed night.
I don't know why she does this drama thing. I don't want to fight with anybody. There's no fight here. This is just me slapping you with your own words. The facts. I'm not fighting with you. There's no fight. It's called victims deserve dignity. Victims deserve their voices to be heard.
Night, and I'll see you. To the people that are coming back, I'll see you over on the True Crime channel. Good night, guys.
Yeah, and she's off exploiting more true crime. Probably as we speak. Oh, Psycho Cunt. She, I don't know if you've seen that yet. She, at one point in time, called Betty an opportunist and said she, was doing all this stuff. And she's, one thing about Betty is she's just an opportunist and yada, yada, yada. She said all that stuff about Betty. And now she's in there, oh, Betty didn't deserve that. And la, 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 Right? Healing Time. I have no hate for her either. I don't give a shit about her. That's when people are always like, it's so personal. No, it's not. It's not personal for me at all. I don't know these people. I don't know these victims. I don't know their families. All victims. I don't have to like you. It's not about love or hate for me. It's about humans deserve dignity. Victims and their family. I wouldn't want this done to my family. I wouldn't want this done to any of you. I made mistakes when I came on this app and learned real quick how fast shit gets out of hand. I've always been transparent about that. I couldn't stand Dre McCrae and her lifestyle. And I had to really sit back and really realize it didn't mean just because I didn't agree with her and didn't like her personally, didn't mean she was involved at all with harming her husband. We had to follow the facts. That was what was important because at the end of the day, Marvon deserved dignity. Those children deserved peace. They were being stalked and harassed and are still absolutely psycho cunt. Yeah, they are insufferable, Angel. I agree. Yeah. Anyways, so Brittany, there's my end goal. I know you think I'm so fucking miserable and jealous of you. Please continue to think that. I'm sure I know you and your panel are trying to say I'm a pick me girl. Sure. I have never been a pick me girl. I like hanging out by myself very often. No, Lauren. Skank ass wasn't. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact that skank ass Tanya Harding wasn't Jules. Nope. Must be two different ones. No, Y'all, it might be two different ones. They might have created another account, but the original skank ass, my troll, my skank ass, I know who that is. And it's not Jules. Right, Sheila? I think we've answered it like probably once a month. Sheila, you guys could probably answer it for me. All of you guys could answer it. Like, this is what the island stands for. That's it. We do drama. We fuck around. We're misfits. We're just typical assholes on YouTube. There might be two, Lauren. That could be. Yeah, there could be two. I am super, yes, Miss Liverbird. Yep. I'm jealous because I think I might need to, I'm going to need to see the FUPA. That might be the thing I'm jealous of. We have FUPA cam over here. I mean, she had to Google that too to figure out what the fucking FUPA was. And then she thought it was some dig at her. Meanwhile, that had been an Islander joke for like 2 years. But anyways, that might be the only thing I'm jealous of is FUPAs. Embrace your bodies, women. All of it. Love your bodies. That's one thing I will have to say about the Meghan Trainor concert last night. One of these days, I'll tell you guys all of the eventful things that happened. Let me just tell you, you guys are going to That was an eventful night. Last night was an eventful night. I think I'm still kind of in shock about some of last night, but overall, Megan Trainor, beautiful, gorgeous, great role model for young women about body positivity, social anxiety. Yeah, it is way past my bedtime, Miss Marcy. Yes, it is. You know what? Healing time, me too. I named myself CUNTessa. I don't like the word all the time. It's fitting. Sometimes I don't use it very often. When I do use it, people are like stunned because when I use it, I mean it. I think there's been 2, maybe 3 people that I've used it on in this app. Shit, Kyle called one of them one, and that one was very fitting. Who he called that to, very fitting. But I chewed his ass for doing that. Oh, Lauren, it was. We got to take the good with the bad. I'll just tell you guys right now because why not? I can do that. It's my stream, right? And it's nothing but drama, anyways. Kyle passed out. 4 minutes to Megan being on stage. Kyle passed out. Whoop. Flat out. And got taken out by EMTs. The people sitting next to us had to run and get help. I got him back up into his chair. We had all stood up and he went like, I've never seen anything like it. Was so scary. My heart was in my toes, but thankfully Aaliyah's legs and feet caught him. So his head didn't hit the concrete, but we got him back into his chair and he was just pouring sweat, like profusely sweating. And he was like this grayish white color. It was terrible. The lady next to us hopped over the seats and ran and got the EMTs, and they came and they made us go back into an EMT trailer. They think it was from dehydration and potentially a seizure, but he's feeling okay. Now he was really out of it afterwards and he was like depleted, but we got him stabilized and then he rested the rest of the time. And Aaliyah and I tried to enjoy the rest of what we could, but his blood sugar and everything, his blood sugar was elevated and his oxygen saturations were high and stuff, but overall he was okay. But they think it was just dehydration. And he said like he didn't remember a little bit of it, but then when he came to, he was like not twitching, but it was like he was super rigid and making these like weird movements. And he said he could hear me, but he couldn't respond. Like he was trying to respond, but he couldn't. Like it was like a paralytic state. And he said all he remembers is he was standing up. He was feeling okay. He stood up because she'd been on stage for 4 minutes. It was the very opening. And then all of a sudden the lights hit and the music hit and he just went, and that was it. That's all he remembered. Yeah, it's been in the 90s and hundreds here. Yeah, we're not sure. We're just monitoring him. He's hydrated and stuff. I drove home. And poor little one, that was her first concert ever. She was so nervous and so worried about Kyle, but we tried, like after we got him stabilized and he was going to be okay, I went back and tried to like make the best of the event with her. And we danced a little bit and sang. It was super hard to transition, but we were able to do it. But yeah, maybe he's pregnant. That's healing time. That's one of the EMTs suggested that too. Terry, we're not sure, but that was another possibility. Like we're going to see if we can have some follow-up done just to make sure there's nothing. He's had multiple seizures from concussions from dirt bikes and things like that in the past. It's been years ago, but oh, Helen, yeah, my girls all have too. But she's so used to it was so much different because Kyle's never had any medical, like he's had some infections, typical illnesses. The rest of us all have issues. So to see him go down, I think all of us, like both her and I, our hearts just stopped. Like everything stopped. Kyle is like our everything. And so she'll never forget her first concert. That's for sure. They did Roro and it was elevated. I think it was like 137 but we had just ate not too long before that, so that could have been too. Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. But he's okay. She had the best, considering the situation, she had a good time. She got a really cool sweatshirt. She had her little, I have the cutest videos. I'll share some pictures with you guys. She had my phone and was videotaping, and we made the best out of what we could. He felt so bad though. He's apologized to her like 100 times by now though, because he's like, I'm so sorry that I did that. Like, he was just mortified that happened. And she's like, I don't care. I was just worried about you. He has Roro. He's had multiple because of concussions. Yeah, Helen, I know. You're okay. You're okay, Anastasia. Yeah, but here's the crazy thing. So the EMTs, they took us back to like the EMT, like the medical shack, right? We were the first ones in there. He actually ended up vomiting, which he felt better a little bit afterwards, and then he hydrated and stuff. But we were in there 10 minutes. They brought one of the employees in that looked the exact same color. She had profuse sweat pouring out of her. Same thing with her. She had gone out. They brought another lady in. Something with alcohol with her though, and she had passed out too. And then they brought a young girl. That one broke my heart too. She was probably 14 to 16-ish. They brought her back in a wheelchair, and she was having a panic attack. And it broke my mama heart for her mama and her. Like, she was so overwhelmed, and it just broke my heart watching all of it. But they thought the EMT, they were so amazing. The medical team was just fabulous. But she said they thought it would be a really slow night. But with the heat and everybody jumping and dancing and all of like the chaos, there was and they just kept bringing them back. People just kept passing out. Megan actually even told people, y'all make sure you're drinking. Like, this is a whole other ball game. Could have been Marcy. Yet we're not sure. Yeah, we're gonna get Helen. You should have. I've sent it to you. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's just worn out. That's why he went to bed. I'm past my bedtime too. I didn't sleep at all last night. Like, I'm still running on adrenaline from that. It was an interesting evening, but everybody's okay. It's like, okay, he was talking about that earlier in the sky. He's okay. Thank you for all the well wishes. But yeah, it was an eventful night. We made the best out of it though, and we danced and we tried to make the best of it for her, because bless her little heart, oh my gosh, she was a trooper though. She was such a trooper. I just felt so bad. And one thing I have to say is we ended up sitting next to a couple. They were probably in their 30s. The absolute sweetest couple. She was probably 4'11", 4 feet 11 inches. She literally jumped over 2 seats in a bar and took off running for help. And then her and her husband sat there and helped us the entire time. Her husband helped me. After I got Kyle back in his seat, he sat there and helped me, like, try to pour water on his head and like cool him off. And they were trying to keep me calm, trying to keep Aaliyah calm. Like, they were just incredible. Absolutely freaking incredible. Strangers, complete strangers, but angels in disguise. Everybody like stopped and separated and tried to help in every way, shape, or form. It just reminds you of the good in humanity. Like, they didn't know any of us, and they could have just kept on doing it, and everybody stopped and was, ooh, a serotonin storm. I've never heard. That's interesting. Yeah, and that's what they've had. She was telling us some crazy experiences, though. Me and her were chatting when the EMT that was handling him. I will say, count your blessings where they are, because one of the Iron Maiden concerts that they had at this venue. They serve alcohol here, of course, and there's a lawn, like a big lawn in the back of all the seats. We were in the seats, and then there's a lawn behind that where it's like general admission. And there was a group of people that had been partying and a group of friends, which this is just horrifying, but the group of friends, one of their friends laid down and they thought he was just drunk and passed out. So they just left him alone and continued to party on. Well, he had OD'd. And by the time they got to him, there wasn't much there. And the friends thought it was just because he drank too much. Like, they weren't responsible, you know, they had no idea. But it just, yeah, they took him off in an ambulance, but it didn't sound, you know, she didn't know the outcome because they tried to resuscitate and stuff, and they got him to but she was telling us some horror stories of shit that happens, you know, because people get to drinking and partying and they think, you know, oh, this one's just drinking and sleeping it off. And unfortunately, there was other things that were going on. So small miracles, you know, he's okay. He's home. He's not in the hospital. We enjoyed them much as we could. Megan Trainor is amazing. The EMTs were amazing. It was for what it was still great. So yeah, no, I definitely am not kidding, Psycho Cunt. It was eventful, to say the least. I've been pretty like uneasy. He can tell you I annoyed him all day, like checking on him. Are you okay? Are you okay? I told him that if he doesn't agree to go get checked out, I'm going to call his mommy and tell on him. But then we got another thing that's going on. I actually get to see my amethyst in a couple days because my child, the oldest one, has roped poor Am, not poor Am, but Am they're rescuing a cat. Kenzie has concocted this whole thing, and it's Project Rescue Larry. Kenzie ended up meeting somebody from another state that has a cat that they can't care for, and she convinced my in-laws that they would take the cat, or they want the cat. But in order to get the cat here, she's roped Am into helping us get the cat here. So my in-laws have already named the cat. So they're rescuing Larry this weekend. So Am, poor Am. Yeah. So there will be a Larry coming home this weekend. I know, Helen, we need to get together soon. I'm excited to see her, though. I'm super excited to see her. It's a good excuse. Yeah, Am's a little. Kenzie called her, though. Her and Kenzie were on the phone this morning, and I was like, wait a second, because this was hidden from me. So Kenzie went over to my in-laws the other night, and I didn't know what the hell was really going on, but she went over there to convince them that they needed another cat, and of course, they bought, and we're like, okay, yeah, sure. And then her and Kyle roped Am in behind my back, too, and I found out today about this whole thing, and I'm like, oh my God, as I'm listening to it on speakerphone, I'm like, Am, I had nothing to do with this. I didn't know. So it's never a dull moment around here with these kids and people. Oh, yeah, see. I'm just glad we were close to home. I'm glad this didn't happen in Vegas when we were there, or in Washington, or anything like that. Like, but he's been on the go so much, you guys. That man works. When we were in Washington, that 2 weeks that he was there, because he was there a lot longer than I did, he was working 14 to 16-hour days, not eating properly, not drinking properly. I mean, he works his fucking ass off. That man does not slow down. It's a group effort for Larry. Yep. Team Rescue Larry. Oh, mini cows. All but one of the babies is sold. And there's new babies coming. So baby mini cows. I got more videos to post for you. I'm super miserable and jealous. Yeah. It's definitely a group effort. Yeah. Oh, we're surrounded by amazing people, Linky. We're surrounded. We have been super lucky. We have some of the best people around us, truly. Helen, the good thing is I have all those like liquid IV stuff. So he is very like, it's so weird because I'm usually the one that causes the drama and passes out. So reversing that role was super strange for me. And I was super calm, like super fucking eerie calm. I even said to him, like, that was the trip. But I think I was so scared. I couldn't even like communicate how I was feeling. When we got home, he fell asleep, but I was so scared to like go to sleep. I was checking his breathing and his pulse all through the night. And I was just like adrenaline dump. Adrenaline. It was a wild night. But that was a really weird role reversal for me. Normally I'm the one passed out and doesn't recognize and causing the drama. He was the drama last night. I was like, this is fucking weird. We can't both be doing this shit now. I just have to say though, like, it broke my heart because it broke his heart that this happened on Aaliyah's first concert. Like, he felt like he let her down so bad, and all she cared about was him being okay. She didn't give a shit. She wouldn't have cared if we had to go. Like, she just wanted Kyle to be okay. That's her dad, you know. She loves that man. And we were having so much fun. I've got some of the cutest pictures of us. Like, I had to make duck lips, and they were making funny like faces and weird hand signals and pictures. Like, we were having a blast. Like, the three of us had such a good time. And then that happened, but he felt so bad. It broke my heart because he was like teary-eyed over and not being the best experience for her in this happening. And I'm like, you couldn't have helped it. Like, you had no control over that happening. And we don't drink, so no, he wasn't drinking or anything like that. Like, nothing of the sort. So yeah, I have seizures are really interesting. They are. He's definitely needs to see a heart doc and a neurologist. That will be on the docket. A lot of people that I've talked to though have had similar experiences. Like, other people's children and stuff have passed out at concerts open air stuff from dehydration and exhaustion and like the lights and the overwhelming, like crazy. And we're all like the wild ones up here. All right, y'all. I am gonna get out of here. I need to go check on him. He's been sleeping for a while, so I need to go check on him and make sure he's okay. But I'm sure he's asleep. So yeah, that's why I say that's why I didn't do any videos or go live with you guys. It was too chaotic. Everything was so chaotic. I was like, yeah, no, I can't. Too much going on. So, but I did. Aaliyah took a shit ton of videos on my phone, so I'll clip some of them for you guys to watch. It was a great performance. So if you get the opportunity, this is the first time she's been on a tour, I think, in 7 years. But if you have young teens or even young kids or even shit, there was ladies in their 70s there, and they were having the time of their life. It was such a varied group of people. It was great though, and she is super body positive. It's funny though, because all of her songs with her booty, it's so cute. Like, she's a very cute one, but highly suggest taking. It was fun. It was a really good, and she had Paul Russell open for her, so that was cool too. Yes, I'm Angel. He won't slow down. He won't slow down. He went to work today, you guys. Yeah, that's how stubborn this man is. He's like, I got a job to finish. They're on a timeline. He won't slow down. Am and I will tell you guys about the adventures with rescuing Larry this weekend. I'm sure her and Kenzie will have quite the adventure of this whole thing. So, but hopefully me and Am will get to see you guys this weekend together. Am, can I tell the story about what you and Kenzie were talking to about? She said something about, I can't wait to see you and the girls. And she read it out loud, and Kyle's like, what about me? And Am comes back with something about, that's just the cabana boy. Like, something about, unless he's serving a drink or some shit. And he's like, so Kenzie reads him her response because her and Am are texting. And Kenzie reads him the response, and he's like, well, yeah, I guess that's true. It was the funniest shit. Our family is just, it's a mess. But we make the best of it all. So she's like, Kyle's like, what about me? She's not excited to see me. And her response was just perfect. Kyle's just the cabana boy. I do too, Helen. I do too. Oh, all right, you guys. I'm gonna go so you guys can all go to bed. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you all to my mods once again and everybody else in the chat. You guys are amazing. I'm so thankful for all of you guys. Thank you for the well wishes for Kyle. He'll be okay. I'll keep you guys updated though and let you know if anything else exciting goes on, but everything will go good. Everything's fine. We got this under control. This is just another day in the normal life of the crazy household here. You take it for what it is. So she's already picked her next concert that she wants to go to. So we're gonna try it again. We're gonna try it again, and races are coming up in February, so we'll be doing that. And thankfully, we get to sit down in seats, so there will be none of that. Oh, one more thing. Here's another good update. My father-in-law, since he got the shunt for the hydrocephalus, they opened it up. I told you guys they opened it up another notch. He was, when Kenzie got there the other day, he was cleaning his golf cart. He's still using his walker occasionally, just if he overdoes it, but he's going to the shower on his own without a shower chair. And he was up cleaning his his golf cart. He hasn't done that in like 2.5 years. He's making so much improvement. And he named Larry, and he is the catalyst for them getting this cat. Now they'll have Larry and Lizzie because they lost Louie. But he's jealous because Lizzie is very sketchy still. And Louie used to like sit in his lap and cuddle with him, and he wants a lap buddy that like will pay attention. So Larry's going to be his buddy. That's the goal. And yeah, amazing news. But his hydrocephalus is, since they opened up that shunt more, he's doing so much better. Yep, that's the name of their cats, Larry and Lizzie. And Louie's the one they lost. Yeah, so good news on that though too. I've been meaning to tell you guys that, but Ken's went over there the other day and she's like, "Mom, he was cleaning the golf cart." She loves them. We all love them. My in-laws are truly, I wish I could share them with all of you guys because they are genuinely, I got fucking lucky, okay? I got extremely lucky. So, all right, y'all. I'm out of here now because I'm gonna just ramble. Anybody want Dexter Revival? I'm mailing him to you. Okay. He's the only problem. Dexter's the problem. And Kiki. Them too. They gotta go. I'm just joking. Okay, good night, y'all. Bye.